And we are live now, so you can do that. You can do that. That's better. Just do it up here. Automotive Edge. And where? That's not it. Why is it not showing? It's showing that. Welcome, everybody, to the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We're trying to get dialed in here. No, not there yet. Oh, why is that showing there?
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station or iHeartMedia.
Welcome to the AutomotiveEdge.com stadium. It's the bottom of the ninth inning with 2 out, man on third, and Team Consumers are behind by 1 run. At the plate for the Consumers is Kurt Chase. The count is full. Joe Bag on the mound, waiting for the sign. He goes to the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a long fly ball, hit deep in the left center field. It's going, gone. 2-run homer. Another great walk-off win for Team Consumer by Kurt Chase at the AutomotiveEdge.com. Well, here we are. Got a little echo. 214-787-1190 is the number. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Pull that echo out. It's going really loud in my ear. We have an echo. Okay.
Welcome to the echo. Not sure.
214-787-1190. Jerry, can you knock that out?
Working on it.
All right. Man. What do you do?
You do what you do when you do.
That's what happens when you go live. 214-787-1190 is the number. It's the Automotive Ed Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, we are here to help. Phone lines are open. 214-787-1190. If you want to know where to go, who to see, what to do when buying your next new pre-owned or softly used vehicle.
Softly used. That's a new term.
Yeah, we want to help you, and there's a reason for that. I'll get to that in just a minute. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number. I'll call you right after the show and make sure that you are headed to the right place, meeting the right people, doing the right thing, and get you taken care of. So this week was a pretty unique week. How many people that we actually helped, how many people that we met at dealerships. There's a couple. I apologize. I couldn't get to everybody. I went all the way from Weatherford to Plano to McKinney, Burleson. I was everywhere this week. And so I had a gentleman that wanted to sell his car. And that's where I came up with the term that I just said. What?
Softly used?
Softly used.
Nice.
So he says, well, I have this vehicle that I'd like to sell. I don't need it. I have 3. And you want to appraise it. So I'm heading up 35. I'm down in Burleson. And he tells me where he's at. And I said, well, buddy, I'm not far from you. And so I pull up, and it's business. And he goes, well, I got a vehicle out back, softly used, and wanted to know what that vehicle's worth. Well, I got to tell you, you know, people have different descriptions
of softly used.
Well, for gently used, barely used, hardly used,
overused.
Yeah, abused and used. And it's always tough when they pull the cover back and go, ain't she a beauty? So that brought me back to the old cliche. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
It's always been.
And I took a look at this car, and I don't know if they let Andre the Giant drive it or what the situation was, but
I always enjoy when people talk about softly used or not used so much, barely driven.
Was it about why they loved the car, like it was my grandmother's, or
No.
it was anything like that, or it was about the fact that the car was not driven that much, only to church on Sundays, maybe to Bible study on Thursdays, but that's about it, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know where he came up with that term. I mean, if it was softly used as far as how much it was used recently, how much it was used in the last 5 years,
Wouldn't beat up like most cars are? Maybe that's what it's getting at.
Beat up's not the word. So I took a look at it, and he pulled the tarp off, and engine fired up, tired up good. And so he's standing there, and then his employees walk up, and I sure hate to get rid of it, but I need to space. And
loving that car, huh?
Gonna put a lift here, and really want the car out. And I got these other two already sold to my employees. I went, that is fantastic. And then we dropped the hammer
of what it's worth.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Turned the softly used turned into a reality
almost
check.
a lynching.
Did you have to fight to get stuff out?
And he said, I've been listening to your show for the last several years, but I don't think I'm turning it on again.
What's
I
wrong?
said, well, really? He said, yeah, Kurt, I really thought you was a good car guy.
Because you didn't appraise his car.
And I said, I don't know what that means. You thought I was a good car guy, but there has to be a sentimental story to this. And I look over, and one of his employees is going, like they all heard it.
Oh, sure.
Not one time, but I'm betting numerous times.
First date, or got married in it, or maybe was born in it. Some kind of crazy story.
I said, have you tried to sell it in the open market? And he goes, I have. And I said, is there a reason why you haven't sold it? And he said, there is.
And nobody gonna pay that for it,
And
right?
I said, and that is? And he goes, because nobody knows what it's really worth. So I said, well, let me just tell you a quick story here. And he goes, humor me. I said, I'm not going to humor you, but I was out in Bowie, Texas, and my son and I wanted to buy an El Camino and have a little project car, something that really didn't need a lot, but we could tune it up, clean it up,
drive it a little bit,
a nice little weekend cowboy Cadillac. And the guy handed me a 3-ring binder. And in that binder was a picture of him and his wife on their wedding day. The next picture was her sitting in the car on the showroom floor.
Okay.
And the next picture was them opening the doors and her driving it off the showroom floor.
Yeah, you know that.
And so anyway, I went, okay. And I looked over at Colton. I shook my head, and my Uncle Stan, it was his next door neighbor, and he wanted the garage cleared out. It was really cool because he had all the old signs and gas signs and, oil signs.
Oh, yeah.
It was nice.
That was more valuable than the car.
Every nut and bolt was, he had the little pullouts, and every one of them had that little, remember the thing that you put the little tape thing in and you turned it and you clicked it?
Oh, yeah.
And little, we made the identity tags.
Yeah.
Well, everything
was labeled.
Yeah.
Size of screw and whole thing.
And you can tell when the white wore off that he'd peel it off and put a fresh one on there. I mean, this garage was jammed up, jelly tied. It was clean. And so I know the vehicle's worth $18,000 all day long.
What was it?
It was a
71
El Camino, but it was a 3.8 3-speed. It wasn't an SS. Nothing special. Didn't have many miles on it, 30,000 miles.
What color?
Clean car. It was that kind of really light copper.
Okay. Yeah.
And remember trim rings? Those were the little metal rings that you could snap in the wheels.
Oh, yeah.
We had the original trim rings. You open it up, and it had that weave turquoise mauve material. I mean, it was fabulous. It took you back to a really cool place. So he gets done telling the story, and I'm like, this is not going to go well.
What is he wanting for it?
$40,000. So he says to me, do you want to make an offer? And I said, at this point, buddy, I don't think so. And he said, well, then why did you come out here? I said, well, my uncle lives right next door. We're here to have lunch with him and Aunt Glenda. And he told me about your car. And just so happens my son and I are looking for a car. And he goes, aren't you the guy that's on the radio? He told me all about you. I said, that's correct. I've been doing this at that time probably under 30 years.
Right.
And I'll never forget the look on his face. And he said, well, how close to 40 are you? And I said, well, age-wise, I'm past that. But dollar-wise,
yeah,
we're not even close.
Not close.
Not even close. I mean, not even. And he goes, really? For a car this nice? I said, buddy, this car is really, really nice, but there's nothing, to me, special about it.
Do you think there's somebody out there that would give him 40?
No. Somebody that doesn't know what they're doing and has a ton of money, like some of these people that you see at the auction that come into money.
Right.
And you're at the Mecum auction, and they're throwing their hands up, and you're going, what are you doing? And the owner's loving life, you know, because he.
Well, sure.
And you're going, they have no idea what they're buying. No idea. So I'm leaving, and he goes, I really would like to hear your number. And I said, well, with all due respect.
You didn't want to, did you?
I said, I didn't want to tell him anything. I said, I've been doing this for about 30 years. I know the El Camino. I know the SS. I know the Eagle. I know the big block. I know the small block. I know everything about this car. That's why I'm here looking at it. But I've looked at 9 in the last 2 weeks, and some of them
1 minute
nicer than yours, and they're $20,000 cars. And the look on his face was not good. Wasn't good at all.
So where does he coming up? We're going to take a break here in a second, but real quickly, where did he think $40,000? Was that just in his mind?
Well, he's probably looking at cars that were, if you go back into the 60s, late 60s, right, and you look at when the SS first came out, those cars were bringing a lot of money,
right,
60, 70, 80,000, depending on, you know.
But that's a different vehicle than he's got. Huh?
And so his, I don't know if he was comparing it to an SS with low miles or whatever the case may be. It did have a V8. Almost all of them did when they built it. They didn't build anything else. But the look on his face, and it was so well documented, which you want. Sometimes I'm not really into the story, boy, girl, really not interested in the birthing pains. What do we have here? Some people get a little offended by that, but his story was phenomenal. I knew everything I needed to know about that vehicle, everything. And so it was a well-documented car.
And it didn't add up to 40 grand.
Even after all the great documentation, it's still an $18,000 car.
Right.
So let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Don't go away. We take a quick break, introduce you to some great sponsors, and we'll be right back. Wow. Good morning, Melinda Tehran. Hope that's right. Good morning, Susan, Dorothy. Hey, Dorothy, do me a favor and message me your cell number. PM me your cell number. I need to call you because I just heard about Eddie and wanted to reach out. Katie, when I called New York or New Jersey, Katie actually responded, and then I guess she put the phone down. I sent some more messages to get in contact with Mary and Kathy, and I can't get their numbers. I don't have their numbers. I only have Eddie's. So prayers are with Eddie. So I met my cousin Eddie. He was a truck driver at the time.
Oh, he was on vacation.
Yeah. And he had a stroke.
Oh, that's hard to hear.
And a couple of weeks ago, which I didn't know. So prayers out to cousin Eddie. But he drove down here one time. We made a bet. The Cowboys against the Giants, big Giant fan. And if the Cowboys won, he paid me double to unload the truck. He had 28,000 pounds of antique furniture on this truck.
Oh, wow.
If the Giants won, I unloaded for free. So I'm living out in Valley Ranch. First time I met him, we were talking, and I jumped in the truck. We head to San Antonio, and it was a setup, which means when you get there, the owner's standing there telling you where to put everything. And if you change it, it's more money.
Right.
And so he made just a fortune on it. We get back to Irving. He drops me off. He goes, get out. Go Giants. Didn't give me a dime. Not a 3-day trip. 28,000 pounds of antique furniture. Broke my back. And we left on a Sunday afternoon. We got back on a Wednesday night. And I was in the nightclub.
You should know to never trust a Giant fan.
And boy, oh boy, I figure he can throw me a bone, right?
No,
not a penny. But anyway,
that was smart.
I flew back home. I was born in Brooklyn, and I've been up to a half a dozen family reunions. Been out to Massapequa Park, see all my family. I was there when Eddie and Carol got married. He let me have his home for a week up in Monticello, up in the Catskill Mountains.
That's
and
nice. Catskills are nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was tough to hear. And what a great guy. Every time we'd go up there, he would just hand and foot weight on us. And I'm telling you, that man makes the best Bloody Marys that you'll ever drink in your whole life.
Wow.
And I don't know. I've never asked for the recipe. Don't care. It's like
you just want to drink them.
It's like a treat going up there. And he's up at 5 a.m. He starts cooking for the family reunion. And
wow,
what a guy.
Yeah, that's tough.
But apparently they.
How old is he, roughly?
Eddie is 68, 69, somewhere
That's
there.
young.
He's like 4 or 5 years older than me.
Hmm.
But anyway, Godspeed, and look forward to hearing great news about you getting back.
Yeah, hopefully, that'll happen.
Yeah. So the great Ralph Paul is joining us on his way to Florida.
What's he going to?
Now here's the deal. Ralph said he's going there for business. We both know that's not true. He is going there to golf, and hopefully he'll be able to golf. I don't think Florida really got it as bad as the Carolinas.
They got it pretty rough, but depending on where he goes.
Yeah. Did you check on Matt?
Well, I called him a day or two before, and he was hunkered down for it, but I haven't talked to him.
He made it through breezy.
30 seconds.
Easy.
You talked to him?
Yeah.
He's all right?
Everything's fine.
Good. He said that they wasn't expecting to get
but there's some family and friends that
got it pretty rough.
Got hit pretty hard. And then yesterday.
Thank you, Ralph. I try to be skinny. Appreciate that.
I got some friends that their houses are gone. Their their retirement homes that they paid for gone. And what was really sad is yesterday on the news they said that right now they're estimating that 35% of the people
10
there
seconds
did not have insurance.
That's kind of rough living in those areas like that with not having insurance.
So Ralph thinks you're looking skinny.
Yeah. That's what he said. Good morning. You're looking skinny.
Wow.
I'm watching it. Trying to stay healthy, wealthy, and forget the wealthy.
Forget the wise. Yeah.
Forget both of them too. 1 out of 3 ain't bad at my age, is it? We are here today at the home studio here for the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like and share the broadcast. And then I know you're tuned in on our social media site.
Why are we both wearing black? How did that work out?
I think we're live on the radio right now.
Are we live on the radio?
He said 10 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, we're live. We didn't have any intro music.
Okay. There we go. We are live.
Did you want me to sing something? Like,
I don't know.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
See what you did to me, Jerry? No music, and this is what we get.
I should have brought my guitar.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. 214-787-1190. Be sure to like and share the show. That way, listeners know that we help them with all their automotive needs. They never have to go alone when buying an automobile. They don't have to go to the dealership and try to figure out what to pay for it. They don't have to worry about their trade-in value. We'll get it taken care of for you. It's really that simple. All they do is go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, name and number. I'll give you a phone call, and we'll get you taken care of. So dial in, share, and like. Hey, don't forget, put this on your calendar, October 19th, Eldorado Chevrolet Custom Car Show and Barbecue Cook-Off. We're going to be there live. We're going to be judging. They're going to be doing the there's 3 things this time. It is pork, ribs, and chicken. So I believe that's right. Pork ribs and chicken. I know it was somewhere on here.
When there beans?
Yeah,
I think there was beans too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, here we go. Pork ribs, chicken, brisket, and beans.
What the?
Yeah.
I pay attention every now and then.
Here you go once in a while. You can register at Mustang Sally Productions. That's Mustang Sally Productions if you'd like to bring your car out there. Todd Gentman's bringing his car out there, so he'll be joining us.
Have you taught Will into bringing his?
Yeah, he's coming out, and it's the Outlaw Barbecue Association. This is a big deal. I mean, the $5,000 in prize money, guaranteed $5,000 payout.
Now that's serious money.
That's a lot of money.
Now is that $5,000 for each one
I
of
don't
the
know.
event? You
I don't know how all that's broken up.
Yeah, but it's money. It's out there.
And it's benefiting the Guns and Hoses Foundation, which we've helped with for many, many years. What a great, great program that is for the fallen public safety officers, police, and firefighters that need help. Wiping kids need help. They need help. So come out and join us October 19th, 2024, this year, El Dorado Chevrolet, for the Custom Car Show and Barbecue Cook-Off, benefiting the Guns and Hoses Foundation, our police and firefighters.
And I tell you one thing, it's always a fun event, and people love that event too. They come out, and it's just balls to the wall when that's happening. Everything's going on.
It's tough sitting there doing the show. Right when you pull up, you smell barbecue.
Well, not only that, when we start our show, the cars are starting to come in, and we just get lost. And hey, check that out. Hey,
I know.
Check that one out. Oh, wait, check that out.
Yeah, it's our world, and they're in
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
as we're sitting there.
It's pretty impressive.
Hey, this segment of the show goes to Grapevine Dodge. I want to give you a couple specials here. If you're looking for a Dodge, I didn't know they could discount vehicles this much. And I say that because I'm at the dealerships every day, 5 days a week, and then sometimes on Saturdays, helping listeners, looking at cars, gathering incentives, going through everything. Get this, 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie, $15,000 off MSRP. MSRP. True MSRP minus $15,000.
Wow.
Jeep Wranglers, Sports, $9,000 off MSRP. This one blew me away. The Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, $16,000 off a Jeep. And it doesn't even have that kind of markup in it. Nowhere near that kind of markup. But the manufacturers like, let's get rid of the 24s. The 25s are coming. $16,000 off a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Durango Hellcat, hard to find. Not a whole lot out there. $15,000 off. I never thought I'd ever see a discount with any kind of Hellcat. $15,000 off. And then the Gladiator Sport, $11,000 off MSRP. So you figure these discounts are for this month. They liquidate their inventory, and you're in an equity situation when you drive off the lot.
And some pretty fancy vehicles too.
I got to tell you, that Durango Hellcat, $15,000 off. I mean, that's a smoking deal. But then I sit there and I got online. I looked at the Wrangler Rubicon, $16,000 off. How do you like me now?
Yeah.
GrapevineDodge.com. That's GrapevineDodge.com. And see my buddy Shane Pack. Shane Pack is the gentleman over there that you want to see. And there's no games, no gimmicks. Those are the real discounts, the real money. And how many times, and I know from your grandfather and your
packing them deep and selling them cheap.
He is.
Packing.
Yep. Your grandfathers and your dads, they always gave you that advice on how to negotiate.
Sure.
And then they always came up with it was always the same number. I don't know where grandpas and dads and everybody came up with these numbers, all these automotive gurus, but it was always you lose 30 to 35% every time you drive off the lot.
That was always out there.
I'm like, 30? You're telling me
they were good at spreading that word because everybody knew it.
And so that's how they negotiated. They'd come out and go, okay, we'll pay you this. And I went, how do you figure? Well, I'm going to lose 30 to 35% when I drive off the lot. I'm going, look.
Can you imagine an old guy going to Grapevine Dodge and going like, Is 11,000 all you can do? Can you do a little more, like maybe 15 or 20,000? Can you imagine old guys?
Oh, you know, even with the discounts I gave you, they're going to ask for more.
Yeah, like, I know y'all can do better than that. Come on, how about 20 y'all?
So I'll never forget it. I'm managing a dealership up in Garland, right? And it's Myers Courtesy Ford. And this guy comes in, this young guy, and he asks me all these questions, and we're negotiating a Ford Super Cab. Never forget it. And he goes, well, I'm going to make you an offer on this truck. And I said, well, let me help you here real quick. That's the number on this truck, and I'm not negotiating anymore. You've gotten yourself a great deal. Well, my grandfather said,
talking about birthing pains.
When I drive this truck off the lot, it's going to depreciate. And I'm sitting there going, do you understand the math on this? And he goes, my grandfather's the smartest guy I know. I said,
I can argue with that.
no problem. But here's the deal. I said, so hang on a second. So I brought my invoice out, and he goes, well, he told me you got 3 of them.
3 invoices.
And I said, well,
now how did they figure there are 3?
there was A, B, and C. I don't know how they come up with this.
Well, I know that a lot of people thought there were 2.
There was an invoice for the consumer, an invoice for the dealer,
right,
and then the invoice between the dealer and the manufacturer.
Oh, okay.
And so I said, well, buddy, your grandfather is 100% wrong, 100%, with all due respect, and here's the price of the truck. He said, have a good day. Well, we're closing up the dealership, and up pulls this big 1-ton dually.
And it's Grandpa.
Hey, Grandpa. Grandpa gets out, and he's got on a John Deere hat and some overalls, and he's mad. Who's Kurt Chase? And I said, that would be me. And I went, okay, what can I help you with? He goes, let me tell you something. Boy, he laid into me, and I said, look, once again, with all due respect, you're so wrong on your numbers. We don't have 3 invoices. Here's the price. I'm not giving away a truck. And since this is a big man, look like freaking Paul Bunyan and over. I said, look at that salesman and tell him he can't make any money today for the 3.5 hours he spent with your grandson. And he looked over at me, and he looked at his son. He goes, we'll take the truck.
There you go.
And next thing you know, him and I are leaned over the back of his truck talking truck.
Well, that's like, what they like.
Where do you come up? Yeah, and it was amazing, the conversation we had. But the old timers, they really had their gig down on what they were, their mindset on buying a vehicle. There is no 35%. I mean, if you bought a Yugo or a Geo or a Wio or a Uno or whatever, there were problems, but not with today's cars. There's not that much markup.
Well, those guys knew how to get their feet into concrete and not move a muscle till they get what they wanted.
Oh, no doubt.
Like most people nowadays, if you didn't hit the right number, they just say, I got to go.
Yep.
But not those
There's
guys.
A lot of people I just throw out of my store right now. 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I'm guessing we won't have any music today, but it's all right.
Jerry, are we off?
Yeah.
We are. Sorry about that.
Okay. Well, they did not. They did not give Jerry the right golf clubs to play on this course.
He's out there with a putt.
They just gave him a putter
To go all
every time, man.
It's all right, brother. We're not.
Now, Jerry, is it the right Jerry that you used to handle the show?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the one that trained Maddie.
And also had color. Yeah,
you should have left.
You did
a
great job. You used to have sometimes different color hair, right?
Yeah. I usually like to get when I get my highlights done, I like to get like a blue or cerulean in there.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, he used to do the turquoise, and
they used to have that big.
He handled the Russ Martin show, correct?
Yes, I was a producer for the Russ Martin show.
And
that's right.
They used to have a spread every time we were there.
Oh, he did. And you know what? You were such a punk, Jerry. You never invited us to eat. Ever.
Never.
Not one time.
In fact, when
we come out of studio, you would be eating in front of it with all your little guests and never invited us to have a morsel.
I don't know how that happened because I was the one that would invite people despite Russ not wanting other people to eat.
That's funny. Well, we just didn't get there at the right time, I guess, because usually when we got out, it's all gone anyways.
Yeah. Oh, we're on 3 to 5.
3 to 5.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Every Friday down at the iHeart studio.
Oh, yeah, we were 3 to 7, so we'd have the food brought in early.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I missed those times because I saw Anna Dahara every day.
All the time, a lot of times.
Jerry was always out in the hallway directing traffic and getting
Mm-hmm.
guests in and out and fed. And then I'm trying to think of the guy that produced all the commercials and set everything up right around the corner.
He was really good. Had his own
really
office.
Ruben.
Ruben. We've been trying to think of.
You know what? I talked to him last year, and him and his wife, I think, moved down the San Antonio area somewhere. She's with iHeart, and got him to produce a couple commercials for me.
Great guy.
Yeah, Ruben was awesome.
Yeah, and a cool voice.
I produced a lot of spots with Ruben.
I got to tell you what, that guy had one of the coolest voices, and I was so surprised that he wasn't an on-air personality or didn't use his voice outside just doing commercials. Very smart.
Right. Well, we took advantage of his voice a few times on the Russ Martin show.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, when we needed somebody to sound official, like for a phone bit or something like that, we'd use him.
There you go.
Yeah, he was fantastic. And then
is he still that heart doing?
Were you there when Megan was there? Megan Branch?
Yes.
Yeah, I talked to her the other day, and she was the one that got me to come to iHeart 12 years ago this month.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, great crew. I mean, good times in the day.
Well, you know, they
1 minute.
They rearranged the studio up there where we used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Was turned it into.
Oh, you guys wouldn't even recognize the inside of it now. They've completely redone the maze.
Wow.
Yeah.
They put the cheese in different corners and stuff now.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Well, they had moved the 1190 to a smaller area and then redid that 11
over to Russ Martin studio.
Right. I believe.
actually, now I'm in a closet. I wish I was kidding. I'm in one of the old production studios now. I can almost touch both walls at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what we
30
do.
seconds.
We went there to set up.
Is that the 1190 studio like that?
Yes.
Wow. I guess we won't be doing
We're not
anything.
held in very high esteem.
I don't think we'd be doing any live shows there anymore. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we still do them.
We could do it in the new 97.1.
Yeah.
We could go in there and then just take our Comrex unit and tie into it. Or we could do it in front of the studio, out in front of the freeway.
Here we go.
All right, thanks. We're on. We're back.
Are we live now?
Yeah, we're back. And he says, "Here we go." And we're on.
Okay.
Boy,
This is new.
how long have you been doing radio? You've been doing radio for a long time.
Only
You
21 years. I
You
don't
should know how to pick up these signals like that.
That's
I
right.
mean, I've only been doing. I ain't even been to
I
half
got
what
it.
you've done.
Well, that's
I
why
got
you run the show. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Hey, coming up at the top of the hour. So this is a chance for you to put your thinking cap on. What was your favorite car in a show or your favorite car show? You don't have to post it right now. I put it on the my Facebook earlier. People are already talking about cars. Coming up at the 9 o'clock hour, your favorite car show or your favorite car in a show coming up at 9 o'clock. I sent that out and I got so much feedback. I had over 100 cars sent to me. I went, wow. A lot of them were duplicates, but incredible. You brought back some great memories. So I thank everybody. At the 9 o'clock hour when we come back from break, what was your favorite car show or your favorite car in a show? And we'll talk about that. Good morning, our brother from another mother, Will Sakala, up there in Pittsburgh.
So how many times is he going to text you, like when the Steelers kick a field goal or, sack Dak, and he's going to be pounding you with text every
his
second.
thumb is going to be on send.
It's going to be here we go.
Well,
another sack, a fumble.
Well, I will tell you this: if the Steelers don't destroy the Cowboys this weekend with everybody that's hurt and sick and they got an ingrown toenail or a hair out of place, whatever the case may be, there's something wrong with the Steelers.
Well, I can tell you one thing.
Right now they're 4-0, and every time there's been 4 times where the Steelers have started 3-0, and they've always made it to the playoff or to a championship game. So that's a telltale sign of anything. We'll see. But
well, I'm actually surprised they're 4-0. They really, it's what happens when you got a good, strong organization, good coaching, and
the owner steps back and lets everybody do their job.
That's what happens. But then when you got morons like running this Cowboy organization, this is what you get. And you Cowboy fans, listen, I've been one since 1960, barely hanging on by a thread. But the fact is, I've been there that long, and this team sucks. Is not going to win a lot of games, so y'all better hunker down. It's not going to be a good year.
Yep.
I promise you.
Well, there was actually a Steeler ball cap that I saw that I would have bought if I was there.
Really?
I'd have bought it.
Well, because you're so kind of distanced yourself now anyway a little bit.
I never thought I'd wear black and gold. I did for Will when I was up there. We went and watched the Pirates play. Right. One of the most intimate stadiums you could ever watch baseball in.
Well, it's
you're sitting there and the whole backdrop of the city's behind you. And people have such a misconception about Pittsburgh.
Oh, sure they do.
I mean, I won't go as far as ever having a tattoo or anything.
I did. I had a misconception until I went up there and I was shocked how really nice it is. So, yeah, it's the Steelers have been a good organization for a lot of years.
Yep.
So why would they?
Wish we were there hanging out. Give Jordan a hug, and I know y'all are going to have a great time. There's nothing better than father and son time.
Oh yeah,
I miss it dearly.
Well, I do it every chance I get with my son, and
That's right.
It's nothing but the best. Hey, I want to tell everybody right now, while we got a second here, is that if you're tuned in on the radio, hopefully you will be on here on 1190 AM KFXR. We're here every Saturday morning from 8 to noon. Right here on this station. But then we're on some social media sites, live, audio, and video. First of all, we're on Facebook at the Automotive Edge Facebook page. That's the Automotive Edge Facebook page. Then we are also on the sister's page, which is Shifting Gears. That's Facebook Shifting Gears. We're also on YouTube. And you go to YouTube and you can search the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Put Radio Show in there. And you'll find us there and on Kurt Case's LinkedIn page. So there's a lot of places to find us. If you get out of your car and that's the only place you got your radio or whatever, go in, get on your phone or your computer, your laptop, and stay with us and follow us on these social media sites and make comments.
Yep. Going to miss you too, brother. 214-787-1190. Hey, here's the sweet spot right now in the auto industry, in the used car market. I contacted 9 people this week that I had previously worked with that said, they're too far away on the trade. I'm too upside down. I have a lease return. I still have 8 payments left. So you have to take the residual and add in the payments. And then if you have a disposal fee, usually about $500, that was the payoff. All but one. Now that was 90 days ago. So they still had 6 months left of payments plus the residual to get rid of the car. And all but one were able to do that this week. I called them up and I'm like, look, here's the deal. The industry is going to be missing 2.2 million. 2.2 million. I'm trying not to sneeze here. Oh, there we go. Lease returns. Because of the high interest rate. Nobody wants to refinance a residual at 7, 8, 9, 10%. They just don't. And so they're hanging on to their cars. Or you can extend. A lot of companies will extend out the lease a year and add in the mileage, and you make the payment. There's a bunch of different ways to work the leases. Or they're taking the car back to the dealer. The dealer's buying it. They're certifying the car. And then they're getting the certified finance rate, which is a much lower rate with the manufacturer. And so a lot of people have started to, either listening to my show or somebody else's show or getting good advice going, hang on. You got a car with low miles, is in great shape. The automobile. Go back to the dealer because they don't refinance residual. They have to buy the car, take it in as a sale, certify it, and then sell it back to you as a certified vehicle. And a lot of people are doing that. With that being said, these 1, 2, 3, 4-year-old cars that are coming off lease, I got to tell you, they are bringing all the money. The dealers love if they have a new car and it's too much for the consumer, say they're 50, 60, $75 away from a monthly payment, they can take that consumer and flip them over to a CPO, certified pre-owned, and with a warranty, and they bring this car up to a fantastic standard, and then sell the vehicle back to you at a reduced rate than you would on just a standard conventional rate. Remember, get this, standard conventional rates for the month of September was 10.5%.
That's average across whatever.
Average 10 point, it was 11.2 a month ago.
Hmm.
So it's come down, what, 3/4 of a point, but that's
But
still.
don't you have to take into consideration sometimes people don't get those good rates so that because of their credit rating. So you got to factor a lot of things in.
No. No, the ones that have, let's say, subprime are 18 to 22%.
But then that's what would make the average of 10, though, wouldn't it?
No, this is people with good credit.
Okay.
Yeah. That's people that are walking in with 680 or better and paying 10%. Could you imagine? Could you imagine, as old as you are, what are you, about 85, 86, somewhere in there?
92.
Okay. And you worked so hard to take care of your credit.
Right.
And you walk into a dealership and you said, look, I can't afford the new one. I'll take that used Honda Accord. Okay, great, Mr. Carver. They pull it up. Wow, Mr. Carver, great news. You got an 805 Beacon. Phenomenal. Yeah, we got your great rate today.
10%.
10%. And you're going, wow. Like I had a buddy, his daughter, he wanted her to do it on her own, and she had to pay 14.65%.
Wow, that's rough.
And
I can only imagine what somebody has to pay when they're like 600 or
so
like that.
To your point, if you brought everything together and averaged it out, it comes out to 14.25%.
Oh wow.
With the good and the bad on a new finance.
Well, it's ugly.
And so that's where the honey hole is right now, is the 1 to 3, maybe 4, depending on the miles and the condition of the car that they can certify. And they are begging for these cars because when they're going to auction, there's a line across the board called MMR, Manheim Market Report. So you want to be below MMR when you're buying cars at the auction. But these cars, the newer cars that are coming off lease, they're all above MMR.
Well, here's one thing to look at it, though. I mean, that 10%, it sounds pretty nasty, but if you can get that car at the residual value, you're already saving a boatload of money, because if you bought that car after it was, turned back in, and you're going to pay 25 grand for it.
Yep.
I'm saying like 17.5, maybe your residual, and then they'll take and fix it up and then sell it for 25,000. So if you don't pay that because you have the car already and buying it the residual, the 10% don't sound that bad.
Yep.
And you could refinance it again if the interest really does flop down, I guess. But I'm just looking at the big picture that, if you're saving $6,000-$7,000 or more because you're not going to a lot to buy a pre-owned vehicle that you know nothing about, that's your same car you've already got, it makes sense even to do 10%.
Yep. Well, and
need a break.
That's a great point, because a lot of people, they don't look at it that way. Well, I'm going to tell you what, why don't you just do the rest of the show, buddy? I'm impressed.
Well, I just having coffee and water and just rocking and rolling this morning, I guess.
That's a great point, because a lot of people don't realize that the money that they're sitting on is absolutely fantastic.
Right.
That they can drive this car much cheaper than if they went to the lot and bought it.
Correct.
And so to your point, if that car's sitting there at 17,000, 18,000, you go to the lot and look at it, you're looking at $25,995 plus TT&L on that automobile.
Correct.
So take a look at your car right now. That's the big thing, because here, if in 2022 there was 2.5 million CPOs, certified pre-owned cars, available for sale. Then in 2023, it jumped to 2.65 million. I mean, that's a big number of certified pre-owned, where there's a lot of dealers that don't certify, but there's a lot of dealers that do certify. Now they're saying for 2024, that number is well below 2 million and lowering. And the unknown of who's going to be president of the United States come November 6th is really scaring the heck out of people, and are going, hang on, I'm holding everything chest tight till I know what's going on. And then I got to figure out, you know, we can only hope and pray we get the right president in there, and then everybody's going to be a lot better off. I will
Jerry,
tell you that.
Do we need to take a break? I was just kind of looking at our time.
Yep. Need a break.
All right.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Way to go, Bo.
I just kind of was wondering.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. When we get back, this is going to blow you away. The longevity of ownership and how that has changed here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Sounds like a Hangsman News song. Not for me.
Sorry, I don't think you guys heard me when I said it.
I guess not. Sorry.
Bo was talking while you were talking, Jerry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was probably interrupting everybody, so nobody heard you.
That's kind of the other way around. You guys are. I'm supposed. You know what? Never mind.
Good morning, Lisa and CC Pope Oil.
CC Hoyle. She used to work for the Dallas County. She worked for the Justice of the Peace Courts in Dallas. She's retired now, but a very sweet lady.
So she had to deal with you every time you went to the courthouse?
Once a month.
Wow.
And I caught her a few times running off.
CC, there's a special place in heaven for you.
I saw her a few times running off when she saw me come. I got to go to lunch. Well, don't you have your lunch right here? Well, I've changed my mind. I'm going out. No.
You go to the courthouse, she'd look out the window.
Yes, binoculars. Very, very sweet lady.
All right.
Right
The
there.
last segment is a short segment, correct?
This is the
Yes,
last
we
one.
go at 55. I'm sure.
Is
Gotcha.
that right? I thought it was even sooner, but that might be right.
Yeah, usually it's on, but it's I think 4 minutes added to it.
That's
5
about what I
minutes added to it.
calculated. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. CC is a very sweet lady, and she knew how to do her job and helped me out tremendously. A lot
Can
of
you
times,
imagine working at the courthouse full time? I bet you saw stuff. She could write a book easily.
oh, she could. I'm surprised she hadn't. To be honest with you, and she'd have cases out for me. Hey, Bo, I ran it. I was doing this. I thought of you, and she was a very, very sweet lady. Still is a sweet lady. She just doesn't work the court anymore.
Nice.
But yeah, those are some good times. 15 years with Judge Judy. Went to all these courts out there.
Why would she change it to Judy Judge?
That's a sucky show. You
Yeah.
watched any of it?
She's always got her hair all pulled back, and she looks a lot older, and like she doesn't care. She's just up there.
She doesn't.
It doesn't have the.
She's got so much money, she doesn't need to care.
Yeah, it doesn't have the.
Doesn't have the pizzazz, does it?
Yeah, it's a whole
Lost its
different deal.
pop.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Well, she was making $30 million a year before she left to go there, so I have no idea what they paid her there to be on Prime Video.
Yeah, she's lost her. I don't know. I watched it one time. I went, it's just not the same.
No, it is not the same.
And
Justice
I got to tell you
Judy.
what, she
Or Judy Justice. Which one is it?
uh,
I think maybe Judy Justice.
Judy Justice. I had no idea they were showing how well she took care of her bailiff.
Oh, yeah. The original one?
He's set.
Oh, yeah.
1 minute.
Thank you, sir. Bird.
By the way, were there any votes for Knight Rider on your list?
Yes, there was. That was one of the top ones, Jerry.
That was my favorite show growing up as a kid.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to be David Hasselhoff. You know, I didn't know that he would go to Europe in those and wear those leather outfits and go on tour as a singer.
Yeah, he did.
They made a killing.
He had a singing career. And
They showed him on the Berlin Wall one time doing a concert.
Oh, yeah, he was huge.
Yeah, and both countries were there. You know, East and West Germany, you know,
Looking
and I
over
was
the
like,
wall.
holy cow.
That's pretty crazy.
All right, here we go.
Thank you. And here we are. We're back live here. Oh, no, wait.
In the gold corner and wrestling for the Automotive Edge.com, give it up for the World Tag Team Champions, fighting for all your automotive needs. It's Kurt, Chase, and Big Wheels Bull Cover.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Don't forget, coming up at the 9 o'clock hour, we get back from break, your favorite car show or your favorite car in a show. Y'all can post it on the different feeds that we have, or give us a call, 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Hey, coming up, it's the 6th anniversary celebration of your CBD store, Keller. That's your CBD store, Keller. You want to be there. Buy one, get one 50% off. Win a year of free CBD. How do you like that?
Wow.
A free year of CBD. Coming up October 19th from 10:30 to 3 p.m. Your CBD store in Keller. Stop by. They're going to have food, drinks, vendors, raffles, live music, new product launches. And I got to tell you, when you meet Ralph Paul and Carol and Hannah and her brother, you're going to meet some of the nicest people you'll ever cross paths with. These are good people that are so into helping you with that health journey. I was just up there the other day, and one of my boys is a mortgage broker, and he is always on the run 7 days a week, and he's trying to shut his brain down or get his brain amped up, or, you know, I was like, I don't like any of the energy drinks.
Why?
And
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I sent him a 4-pack of the brain teaser.
Yes.
Brain stimulator, and so he'll have that here in a few days.
Cool.
And I got to tell you, I've been taking the tincture, the oil, and I don't have the acid reflux I used to have. And we use the creams. Last night my back was hurting so bad, and my lovely bride put some of the cream on it, and I got a great night's sleep. So I'm going to tell you, there's something there
1 minute
to help you or somebody with something at your CBD store, Keller.com. Your CBD store, Keller.com. Put the 19th on the books to stop out there and see them. Quick break. Don't go away. When we get back, your favorite car show or your favorite car in a show here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show, live every Saturday here on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. We'll be right back.
Standing in the rain.
Who's that?
I have no idea.
Couldn't get a ticket. It was a sold out show. Heard the roar of the crowd. He could picture the scene. Put it into the wall.
Who's singing that, Jerry?
He heard what you know.
I'm not really sure if I've ever heard that song before, to be honest with you.
Hey, Jerry, who sings that song you just played? Jerry doesn't want to play. Okay.
that was Foreigner.
Very good.
I'm not sure I've ever heard that song before.
Guitar Hero.
Oh.
Jukebox Hero.
Jukebox Hero. I figured you'd jump all over that. Well, I got to tell you, your buddy Clinton, his daughter, they are just all over the place. Boy, he just all of a sudden said, I'm going out on tour.
Well, I think when he really started really getting a lot of bookings when he added his daughter. He should have done that a long time ago. So yeah, she's really good, really talented, and of course he is too. Of course, we know that.
No doubt.
And
my buddy, the big guy.
Yes, sir. Very, very talented.
He sings one of my all-time favorite country songs.
Show me your tips.
Yep.
And that's TIPS, people. In case you didn't know understand exactly how I said it.
Can you believe we're 5 days in October and 90-degree weather?
Well, it's cool at night, so I don't have a problem with it. You know.
Yeah,
Cool.
I figured this morning, I'd see you with a scarf around your face and, a heavy coat.
Yeah, thought about it. It's coming.
Summer will not let go.
No.
We did have a preview of fall, though, a couple of weeks ago. That was really nice.
Oh, yes, that was.
Yep.
We'll get it again soon.
I'll be in the pool today.
Nothing wrong with that. Was it going to be 90 degrees, right?
Yeah, another 90-degree day. Great day to be outside. Yeah.
They're calling for some rain at some point, but I don't ever.
In a week. Said in the 7-day forecast on day 8 or something, they're expecting a bunch of rain south of us today.
Oh, yeah?
Like it's going to go across that Corsicana area. Yeah, I want to be a weatherman one night, just one time doing the weather. Y'all love it. I'd get right to it.
You should come out and do it like Big Tex. Hello, this is Big Tex, and I'm doing the weather.
Did you see? Remember when they used to put the sun up, and we're going to have sunshine here and
Yeah.
some rain, and old Harold Taft.
Yeah,
and,
good old weather days.
God, what was the other guy? There was Harold Taft. There was Troy Duncan, but I think Harold was way before Troy. And the way they used to draw stuff up there and have all their charts, I'm like, man, those were weatherman. Now it's all sophisticated.
Too sophisticated.
Yeah, they have all the.
But they're just as wrong as they've ever been.
Yeah.
That didn't change.
When do we do the Big Wheels intro?
Well, that was probably what. Well, what you played last is usually at the top of the hour kind of thing, not at the end of the hour. No, just saying that's what.
That one was marked bottom of the hour.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so none of them ever play at the bottom of the hour?
Yeah,
well,
one at the top, one at the bottom.
yeah, one at the top, one at the bottom.
Except for the last hour, it's just music.
Even going.
Okay, because the one that I played just now was the only one that's labeled bottom of the hour.
Oh, is that right?
Okay. Well,
just take your choice. It
But
don't matter.
she plays any of them at the top and bottom?
Yep.
Right. Correct.
Okay. And when do I need to play Big Wheels Bow intro?
you play it next if you want.
Which one is that?
Wow. Now here you're taking.
When he introduces, you know him, you love him.
Oh, you want some more of him?
Yeah. I mean, here you set all this stuff up. And you don't even know what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
You need some of that brain stuff.
Blame it on me. I need some.
You want me to play it coming up?
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
Next?
Yeah, might as well. So I can know what it is because I can't remember.
Oh, well, here, hang on a second.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we used to play on the Friday shows when I did my segment.
Oh, so you don't use that one anymore?
No, we really don't use that.
Okay, cool.
I forgot about that. That was usually my opener for when I did my segment on our Friday show.
Right.
Remember, Kurt? We don't play that anymore here.
Oh, I didn't know.
Things have changed so much.
Yes, they have.
Yes,
Except for
they have.
Kurt, he's still a hard ass as he always is.
That's right. Well, thank everybody for watching us here on the live feed. Be sure to like and share, because the basis of the whole show is to help you, the consumers, with all your automotive needs. And you're going to bump into somebody that says, I'm looking for a car. I need a good body shop. I need a good repair shop. I just want to go out and test drive. I'm not ready to buy yet. I'm your guy. And when you like and share, and people know this, and you tell them, just go to theautomotiveedge.com or tune in on Saturday or connect with this guy, because we always announce our phone number and we always announce the website where people can get in touch with us. But there's still so many people that are coming to me weekly, not monthly anymore, weekly, going, is this a good car deal? Is this a good car? Weekly. I helped a couple the other day, and I told them not to buy the car. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. And they called me, and now they need a $9,000 repair. And she said, what do I do? I said, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, the one thing is that the automobile business is almost changing every week. It's not like it was in the older days where things stayed more constant for a longer period of time. it's just such an activity now that if you just don't know what's going on out there and you don't have somebody like a good dentist you go to or a good doctor you go to kind of help you with what your issues are, you're going to get taken.
1 minute.
And you're going to be throwing money out the window. And if you don't really understand things that are happening right now in the industry, we don't want that to happen to you. That's the whole reason we're here.
We're just thinking how many people have contacted me and said, I only have this much money. I only have that much money.
Right.
And they don't listen to me and they go out and they buy something and that money's gone. They didn't have the extra money anyway to put into it. And the one lady goes, now I'm going to have to go to my bank and take out a loan. I said, you're going to do a signature loan for $9,000.
Well, that's what we're trying to avoid for people having to get. It's a tough times right now anyway. People
10 seconds.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So the last thing I want to do is pile on your, economic situation in your home life, family life. It's bad enough having to.
Hello, this is your pilot speaking. We're currently taxiing out to the runway and getting ready for takeoff. Don't see any turbulence, and we should arrive at our destination safely and on time. Thank you for choosing the Automotive Edge Airways, and I hope you'll follow us and use our services again in the future.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by Big Wheels Body Shop. I'm telling you, if you got that 3/4 ton truck or bigger, 3/4 ton or bigger, what you need to do is take that vehicle over to Big Wheels Body Shop. That's Big Wheels Body Shop, Risinger Road and 35, and let them take care of your vehicle. God forbid you've been in a wreck, but in fact, if you do, you got a bus, you've got a coach, you've got a oil rig, you've got an 18-wheeler, whatever the case may be, when it comes to your big stuff, the place, BigWheelsBodyShop.com. I go by there regularly, and it's amazing what he turns into what I think is a total vehicle into a good, solid running rig that their paint and body work is second to none. Absolutely second to none. The place, because it's family owned and operated, it's all about their name and reputation. Big Wheels Body Shop, online all the time at BigWheelsBodyShop.com. That's BigWheelsBodyShop.com.
Before you get into anything, Maddie's out this week, and Jerry is standing in for her and doing a great job. So
That's not what you said about Jerry on break.
Well, we're live now. So I'll give you a little kudo there. No, Jerry doing a great job. We kind of got stuck with some stuff this morning, and we appreciate what you're doing for us, brother.
We'll just send him the money.
There you go.
We'll send Jerry the money.
That's good.
Free trip to Hawaii.
There you go.
A couple grand to spend. That's what we.
We'll take it.
That's what we pay on our show. I don't know what you're getting paid anywhere else, but. Yeah. Hey, good morning to Susan and Charlie Davis. Good morning. All right, here we go. What was your favorite car show or car on TV growing up? Bo, you got any thoughts?
Can it be a movie?
It doesn't matter, Bo. Stop with the questions.
You
Just
said
throw it
TV.
out there.
I did watch it on TV.
Okay, there we go. Anything that you watched with your eyes in your 92 years, any place, anywhere. In the world.
My favorite of all time is Christine.
Oh,
I love
you
show.
You go dark, don't you?
Yeah, that 58 Plymouth was rough.
Yeah,
that'd be worth 40 grand.
My favorite all time was the Munster car. And remember, we saw it at the live show we did in Plano. The guy owned it.
That's right.
He owned that car,
yeah, sure
and I had the model. I built it. So here was some of the top ones. Dukes of Hazzard, the lovely Mrs. Chase. Yep. And
did she like the car? Did she like the
She liked the guys. Yeah, both. Yeah, she liked the guys that drove the car. The car went with the guys. Yeah, she's not blind.
Yeah, I know.
One of the top ones, the Torino in Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, I could see that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it really put that car on the map. Then everybody started putting white stripes on their car like they were really Starsky and Hutch. I didn't get this one, but a lot of people put it in Magnum PI, the Ferrari.
That's pretty cool. You know, I was thinking of one too, based on that is, and I ended up buying one, was the Volkswagen Cabriolet convertible in Remington Steel. Isn't that what it was?
Yeah,
Remington Steel.
Remington Steel. Yeah.
And I ended up buying one because I
Wow.
love that car so much.
The Mustang in Bullet, Steve McQueen.
Mhm.
That was a big one. The car in a Green Hornet. Now, remember, that car in a Green Hornet was not a real car, but it was cool. It did everything. You know, it had the guns and the molten lava that came out the back and everything else.
Anybody pick a Transformer car?
No.
Nobody?
One of the big ones that came in was Herbie the Love Bug.
Oh, yeah. We watched that with my son a bunch of times. Loved it. The original one.
Now, some of the older folks sit in a car, and I don't know if you remember the movie with Dick Van Dyke.
Wow.
Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, pretty chitty bang
I
bang.
don't even remember the car.
You don't remember that?
Uh-uh.
Wow. Eleanor in 60 Seconds. That was one of the top cars.
There you go.
And then our buddy Jerry back in the studio, the Kit. Knight Rider. David Hasselhoff. That car fired up. You know, first you had in Smoking the Bandit.
Right.
And then you had Kit come out, and you wouldn't believe the things my buddies used to try to do to those cars. You wouldn't believe it. It was amazing. I had a buddy, James Kane, and that guy could do anything to a car. And boy, when first Smoking the Bandit came out, it was just a car. But then Kit came out, and I was like, boy, they're really going to try to make this thing become like a transformer, where it's really going to talk to you and help you out and show up when you need it. Kind of like the Lone Ranger when he hollered, you know, for his horse. You know, he could jump out a window
right.
and the horse was there.
Exactly.
So there's the top one.
Did nobody pick the Batman car?
No, I was shocked. The Batmobile
That's got to be like, God, I would think that'd be in at least top 5 or 10.
Now, which Batmobile?
Oh, the original.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah,
that one is sweet.
Yeah, the original. You know, you can get those. They hand build them off a Lincoln Continental frame because that car is so long.
Wow.
Down in Austin for $135,000.
Let's go together and get one.
Russ Martin owned 2 of them.
Did he
Yep,
really?
He did.
Yep.
Wow. Let's get one and go to our shows in them.
I got a buddy that has one up here.
Sweet. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
I'd be Robin if you wanted me.
He had to go to court in Plano for the flame coming out the back.
Did it really?
Yeah, he got pulled over, and his cop was like, "Wait a minute, that's illegal."
Oh no,
and,
that's crazy.
And so he actually called in on the show and said the judge thought that was the coolest thing you ever
So
saw.
how did they do that? How did that happen?
Well, they have the alcohol and
just
the
hit a
pucks in
button
there. They
and
hit a
cut
button and just
Oh, that'd be
and
so
he
awesome.
could do it, I think, like 4 times.
Yeah.
He had enough product in there to
That's
fire it off for
crazy.
4 times. Yeah, he's going down Plano Parkway and everyone, cool, does it light up? And he fired that thing up. Here comes the popo. You can't be shooting flames on Plano Parkway.
Well, show me the law there and says that.
You know, some of those guys are just bored. But
I tell you.
anyway, the judge goes, "It'll really do that?" And they showed him, and you know that old cop was just living. Wait a minute here. I thought I made a little revenue for the city.
Yeah.
So, but the Batmobile I thought would be on there, and I started one that came in. There was just one, the truck the Beverly Hillbillies rode in.
That was funny till the truck for sure.
Oh yeah, and so I started thinking about it, and there wasn't a lot of shows. The Dukes of Hazzard. I would definitely thought that would be in there.
Oh yeah. Well, your wife picked that one.
The General Lee, and your buddy Jerry owned the General Lee.
He did.
Yep.
He also owned a Munsters coach.
Yep.
Wow.
He owned a Mach 5.
Yeah, the Munsters coach was bought from a friend of his that brought it out to the Plano show because he told us about his relationship with Russ Martin.
Wow.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm sitting there going through all the different car thoughts going, man, they really missed out. And so the one guy he sent it to, he goes, me and my grandson love all the cars in the movie Cars. I went, okay.
Yeah, well, I've watched that movie so many times. I say the lines.
Yep.
Well, we did with Graham when he was younger, but
Well,
the
I gotta
original
tell you,
one.
remember the what was I know Jerry's going to say this. I mean, what was the van called in Scooby-Doo?
The Mystery Machine.
The Mystery Machine. You wouldn't believe how many people built a Mystery Machine.
Wow.
And I had a buddy, Aaron Cross, had one.
They probably had a Scooby-Doo too, didn't they?
Oh, he had a Scooby-Doo doll in that thing, or stuffed animal, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but I started thinking back at some of the shows, and if you think about it, there was a bunch of shows you never saw him driving anything. I mean, Hugh Beaumont pulled up in the big Buick,
Right.
but
I was thinking, and I don't remember what car it was, but I was always fascinated that Don Johnson in the Miami Vice, what he drove. It was a convertible, but I can't remember what car it was.
Huh.
I'll look it up and see what it was, because he was in it all the time. And of course, he had an alligator as a pet.
Yeah. Well,
it was a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Ferrari Daytona Spider.
Yeah. There you go. It was a pretty badass car.
The Cadillac in Scarface, we saw, and the guy redid the leopard interior on it and got it all cleaned up. We saw at the auction.
Wow.
It was absolutely incredible. And it was the car used in Scarface.
Well, there's just a lot of good memories of those movies and shows and things like that. And of course, I one of my favorites is the '68 Galaxy Black and White by Andy Griffith.
Oh yeah,
on the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah, he's got that show memorized. Every episode, every line, everything.
There's no doubt.
Bo knows it.
There's no doubt.
We could send him to Jeopardy, and he would stomp everybody in the mud with
if
Mayberry
it's an Andy
RFD.
Griffith Show question, they'd be hard pressed to eliminate me out of that contest. I can tell you that.
1 minute.
So yeah,
Castle Oaks Vineyard and Wine. That is so funny. Benita, I love you. You and Roger. I can't wait to see.
We got to
you
go
guys
back
soon.
out there on a Friday night.
Yep, and we were just talking about that last night.
Yeah,
I told Melinda, I said, "Hey, Benita is done. She was booked all September.
Right.
You couldn't get in, which is a great thing. But when you meet Roger and Benita, you just fall in love with them.
And that's Castle.
Castle Oaks Vineyards out there in Athens,
right?
And that place is so charming.
Oh yeah.
And then when you meet those two, they'll just warm your heart, and you'll go back forever.
Oh yeah.
It's only from here about an hour and 20-minute drive.
And I don't know why we haven't gone back out there on a Friday.
Yeah, we need to go back out there,
especially with their pizza.
Do want to do a live feed on? Well, Friday is pizza night.
Right.
I wonder if they got pizza on Saturday.
I
know they do. I knew that. Do what?
We got to go.
I knew they do the charcuterie board, but she can post, and we'll let everybody know. Castle Oak Vineyard in Athens. That's the catch me out. 214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Good morning, Darlene and Lake. Good morning. Scott Withers. Good morning. Ron Weiss, your old buddy Ron. You know Ron like I know Ron?
Ron Weiss. I know the name.
You don't know Ron? You went to school with Ron.
Ron Weiss?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
He was one of your running buddies growing up.
Nah. We missed. I slept, but I didn't sleep. I wasn't born.
Oh, goes. He did?
I did. Could have.
Well, thanks everybody for all the send-ins on the cars. You know, I've always been a car guy. I've always been. You know what? I wonder how many really great cars they smashed up in all the shows and movies.
Probably a lot.
Because I know in Eleanor they had 3 or 4. One of the Eleanors is sitting in Mr. Pack's garage. I've seen it.
I just wonder how much money has been spent on just crashing cars in all these movies and stuff.
Yep.
I mean, just if you go like, this is like $100,000 car, and y'all just crashing it just for a movie's sake.
You know what the so many of the younger people sent in?
What?
Mad Max.
Oh yeah, that's no doubt.
They're going,
Hmm.
man, the coolest vehicles in the world. That was on Mad Max,
There it is.
Thunderdome, and
Yes, sir.
Road Warriors,
Yeah.
and
Those were
the
monsters.
minds to put those together and the things that they did was absolutely incredible.
Yep.
I mean, there's those behind the scene people that did the vehicles for Mad Max are just off the chart.
Yeah. They should be actually working for a regular dealership. I mean, a manufacturer.
Yep. And then you had the one, what was the movie where they were in prison and they got to get out if they won that race? And there was a lot of stars in that movie. And those were some bad to the bone cars they had in that movie. I can't remember. Death Race 2000 or something like that.
I don't know. I never saw it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of stars, a lot of cool cars. I always wanted to be a stunt driver.
Really?
I think that'd be phenomenal. I got a need for speed.
I wonder how many people have died doing these stunts.
A
like
bunch.
That.
Or hurt bad.
Really bad.
Yeah, we watched that movie, A Stuntman, with what's his name? Got short blonde hair, the actor. Golly, what is his name? He was a stunt driver. It's called Stuntman.
Let's see what it is.
Golly, I can see him just plain as day.
It's Stuntman is the name of it?
Yeah, he's
2024?
Yeah. There he is right there.
Ryan
Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling.
We watched that. Wasn't a bad movie.
Cool.
Yeah, he was a stunt man. He did some, I mean, there was some
that's
really
the Fall
cool stuff.
Guy.
Or the Fall Guy.
Yeah, that's what it is. But is that a series?
Well, if you go back, that was a series with, what's his name from the $6 Million Man?
Oh, yeah. Tip of my tongue.
Yeah, so he was the stunt guy, and so they came out, or the Fall Guy, which was a series that ran on Channel 8, and then he came out and did the one show on it.
There you go.
Never saw the movie, but what was the caddy from Stephen King? I don't know. Good morning, Cindy Beauclair.
30 seconds.
Carol Coomer. Good morning. That I'm gonna tell you what, I don't think there's a grandma around that spoils her granddaughter near as much as Carol Coomer does. Goodness gracious, I bet that girl's gonna get everything she ever wanted. She's gonna get a brand new car from Carol. She's gonna get a house from Carol.
There you go.
Yeah, that's always good to see. That's from hanging out in the bars and now taking care of the grandkiddos. Who's that?
It is the Dancing Queens.
ABBA.
Good for ABBA. One hit wonders.
No, they had a lot of good songs.
Thank you for reminding me.
And they wrote the show Mamma Mia.
That's right. 214-787-1190 is the Automotive Ed Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, we are here to help. This segment of the show is brought to you by El Dorado Chevrolet. This month, $16,500 off.
Is that all?
Golly. On a 2024 Chevy Silverado Crew
Wow.
Cabs. $16,500 off. But hold on. It gets better. $8,000 off. Tahoes and Suburbans in stock. $8,000 off.
Pretty
You're
sweet.
going good gobbledygoo. The 2024 Colorado Crew Cabs. These have MSRPs over $34,000 right now. El Dorado Chevrolet, $27,988. How do you like me now? Now, we're going to be there on the 19th, but you don't have to wait till the 19th to get your new Chevy Silverado. Together, let's drive at El Dorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75. Jazz Gill, General Manager, Jason Long, New Car Director, Rusty McDonald, Sales Manager, and on and on and on of great people. What's good is every time I go up there, I see the same happy, smiley face people. Hey, how are you? Shaking hands. Everybody's having a grand time. There's a reason for that. When you're with a good dealership and they're doing business the right way and you're 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, That's where people want to be. That's where people want to buy. That's where people want to shop. The place, Eldorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 in McKinney. And then right next door, my buddy Tommy Melton, new car director, Eldorado Mazda. And I will tell you, Eldorado Mazda has got the best incentives, the best discounts, the best APRs around. And the new CX-70 is out. The CX-90 third row with a really usable third row is there, and a whole lot more. We just had some friends of ours pick up their new CX-50, and their beautiful daughter Hannah is now happy. She's driving a good, reliable car, and it comes down to people. The place, Eldorado Chevrolet, Eldorado Mazda, 380 and 75. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show and enjoy the best shopping or driving experience. Online 24/7 at EldoradoChevy.com. That's EldoradoChevy.com. So, what do you want to talk about, Bo? I got a whole bunch of stuff. Is there anything on your mind you want to get off?
No, just let everybody know the State Fair of Texas is going on. And if you hadn't been out there, you should go take a look and see what's happening. And my brother and his wife went the other day and spent a few hours out there. Do you go to the State Fair anymore?
I don't.
Have you been before?
Oh, numerous times.
Yeah.
I used to go for about 10 years in a row. I worked the State Fair in the auto
Well, there you
display.
go.
But there's only one thing, and I get shamed for it every time I talk about it, that I don't like at the State Fair. I cannot stand corny dogs.
And that's what everybody goes for, right?
Oh, I don't care whether you slice it, dice it, refry it, bake it, cook it, put chocolate on it,
whatever.
Wrap it in bacon. I can't do that
Cornmeal stuff.
Cornmeal. I just can't do it.
Well, so my brother was telling me about it, and he was just kind of, giving me some rundown on it. And the last time I went, I took Graham. It was a few years ago, and it was no different than all the other years I'd been. I've been quite a few times. I've been in the Dallas area since the mid '80s, so I had been a lot of times. And the last time I went, it's just the same. Yet it just gets more expensive. And
well, it should be the same. What do you want to change about it?
I don't know. It just seems like it should be different.
People are that way. What do you want to change about? I don't know. I just want to change.
But if it's like if you see a movie, how many times you go back and watch that movie?
Well, you always get different food.
Well, they have different foods. That's true.
There's always different stuff in the displays and the art show, and
it says it's pretty expensive though.
There's different cars in there.
It's $1 per ticket, and some of the food was like he was paying $6-7 for stuff.
Oh, each one of the coupons $1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
each one of the coupons.
I remember when they were a quarter.
I know. Yeah, he said they pay
inflation.
Yeah, they spent a bunch of money. He said, just I'm seeing a lot of that on Reels or TikTok where people are talking about that, how expensive it is out there. But people are still going, so good for them. And it's nice weather, so they should take advantage of it if they want to go. Now, when is the Texas OU game? Is it next week?
Next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. I was never. I used to go out there when I was in the nightclub business. We used to all go out there together, all the bartenders and waitresses. And when I worked at a place called the Bell Ringer, we went out there every year, at least 3-4 times. But here again, if you bought a can of Dr. Pepper, you got in free.
Yeah.
There were so many reasons to get in free. If you bought on a certain day 4 canned goods, you're in free.
Right.
And now it's like you said, and then parking was a couple of bucks. Now it's, $40, $50 for a decent parking place.
That's what my brother was saying.
So some of that area out there is kind of sketchy. So
you want to be inside the fair.
But I worked the car show almost for 10 years, and then they said they didn't want salespeople out there anymore. They just wanted these pretty not very knowledgeable girls spinning around.
Well, they made a change there, but that wasn't a better one, was it?
No.
So
anyway, I was out there last time I was there. I was with my daughter, her best friend, and my wife, and we had a grand old time.
Well, good.
And the food was fantastic. Now it's just there's so much stuff out there I couldn't eat.
Well,
Charlie says the game's today.
Oh, it
at
is.
2:30. I thought it was next Saturday.
Well, I thought it was getting close.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Well, there you go.
Well, hey, let's roll into what's going on in the auto industry. And there's some phenomenal deals out there because their numbers are down. And the reason the numbers are down is because interest rates are high, the incentives haven't been not so much, and nobody knows who the next president's going to be. And so now is a fantastic time to buy a vehicle. I'm telling you, with the discounts and the incentives that they're giving you, the interest rate doesn't bother me so much. When you look at Grapevine Dodge, 15,000 off, 1,500 Laramie 4x4, 16,000 off a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, Chevy Silverado, $16,500 off, 8,000 off a Tahoe. You're going, these discounts are so massive that the interest rate, the discounts way outweigh the interest rate. I mean, when you see these kind of discounts, you're not going to get the best of both worlds. You're just not. You're not going to get 16.5 off a Silverado at Eldorado and 0 APR for 72 months. Not going to happen. But when you look at the average, the standard rate before Biden and them destroyed the economy, it was 1.9, 2.9. The average incentive was about $2,200. And there's a lot of 0 APRs, a bunch of it on trucks for 60 and 72 months. Some of the big stuff, they couldn't move that well. There was 0 APR for 60 months. Now a lot of that is gone, but the discounts are absolutely incredible. So it doesn't bother me at all. When you look at Ford is doing really well. I mean, they got the number one selling truck 39 years in a row now. Lincoln up 25%. No surprise there. I was talking to David Klett over at Grapevine Lincoln, and it's amazing when I tell people, when you're driving a luxury brand, do you drive a Lincoln? Well, I'm not much of a domestic person. I said, well, you need to change that attitude.
Oh,
go
boy.
drive a Lincoln. The Nautilus, the Corsair, the big bad boy, the Navigator. They got some prime merchandise over there. And one thing is, every time I get one of those, man, I crank up those stereos. Ooh, no. I love the way the Lincolns sound. Buick up 9.9%. What's funny is they announced, Buick said, we're going all electric, 100% all electric. And now they're not. And their numbers are doing really well. When they went we're going all electric, not so much. And a lot of people were bringing Buicks in, and the resale values, not so much. Now, Buick is back running steady Eddie. Smart move.
1 minute.
GMC killing it, mainly on their pickup trucks. Genesis brand is up. Hyundai brand's up. Kia's up. And some of these electric cars I don't even talk about. Mazda up 15%, one of the top performers out there right now, as well as a few others that we'll get to. We got to go to break real quick and pay some bills. Don't go away. 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
Garth Brooks.
Sing it, Bo. Come on. You can sing.
Blame it on my roots.
I showed up in boots.
And ruined your
Come on. That ain't the way you sing. I've heard you sing with Clint Moody.
I know.
Does he let you sing like that?
The last one to show I was the last one.
You had that star moment.
I know. I can't outshine Garth Brooks.
I always liked his music, and then all of a sudden I turn on the news yesterday, and some girl suing him.
Saw that.
I'm like, wow.
Got a little story behind it, too.
My goodness gracious.
It just seems like, as soon as you trust something, it's always bad. I hate to say it that way, but anyway, I think he's kind of turned to be a wacky doodle doo, though. That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, you don't know till the facts are out.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything because
you listen to Trish and the whole family, and they're talking about what a good God-fearing man. He's doing more than for communities and helping people than ever before.
Well, that's why that it's really tough with this social media stuff going on out there that's so potent that it can ruin somebody really quick without even having any proof, just because of the slander or the bringing up something that they feel like they're going to do.
You guys take callers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got one.
He didn't want to talk to you.
I know. Well, I guess.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us on. Be sure to share and like, and that way consumers know and listeners know that we can help you with your automotive needs.
Here on Facebook, on the Automotive Edge Facebook page, Shifting Gears Facebook page, my personal page, Kurt's personal page on Facebook, and then LinkedIn at Kurt Chase LinkedIn page, and then bada bing, bada bang on YouTube. And when you go to YouTube, you search the Automotive Edge radio show. Be sure and put the radio show in there because it may not pop up unless you do. Once you get it and you subscribe, then you'll always know. And share that share that YouTube page if you don't mind to people, because a lot of people out there don't do a lot of the social media sites, but YouTube, you can send that anywhere, email it, post it on your Facebook pages or wherever, so people will know that we're on YouTube, and it'll help, strengthen the channel and let more people know, what we're here to do for them. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, I'd appreciate it. And that Kurt might even appreciate it too.
I'd appreciate it. I would.
Yes, sir.
A lot of college football last night. I was thinking that the Houston TC game would be good. That was ugly. And then everybody, the stadium was packed for the big Keller Southlake game. That was a blowout.
I'm guessing South
38-17. And did you see Alito and Denton Ryan? Denton Ryan's number 1 in the state.
Right.
Alito's number 2.
Right.
Man, Denton Ryan came out. They had 2 picks. They were scoring, and man, they had 17 points, and they were beat. It was like, this thing's going to be a blowout.
Then that changed, huh?
41-17.
Oh, wow.
Alito come out the second half.
Just blowing and going. Huh?
Oh, my.
He lit them on fire, didn't he?
Woo. Those boys are bad boys in Alito.
Yes, they are.
I got to tell you, 12 state championships, more than any other school.
That's where Ronnie Swain lives, Alito.
Yeah, my nephew lives out there. His kids are going to Alito. And one of them plays tennis for Alito. The other one's going to play football for Alito.
Last night also, Perrin Pirates played, who was it? I forgot the team. They were both undefeated, and Perrin lost by 2 points.
Huh.
So, too bad. They'll be back. They'll be in the playoffs. They were undefeated as well.
Yeah, a lot of
St. Joe. They played St. Joe.
And it's J.O. J-O.
Yes, J.O. Right, correct.
Yep.
That St. Joe's always got a pretty good team.
They do.
Perrin been out for a while, but they're back with a pretty good crew, and they should still make the playoffs.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was sitting there watching, and I was going, man, that Denton Ryan, boy,
30
they had an
seconds.
interception. They had that 52-yard run. I'm going, that was it. This is ugly.
That was the last of it.
And then they said, and then the second half, Alito came out, but it was just up and down. I mean, can you imagine what that coach is scratching his head going, what the heck just happened? We're number 1 in state. Not no more. Alito proved themselves to be some bad boys. 214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show is brought to you by the great folks over at Classic Buick GMC Arlington. Jermaine is our guy over there. We had him on the show when we were there for our kickoff with Classic Buick GMC. And this guy, I got to tell you what, he's got a heart for people. And he so separates him from so many people in the auto industry. I mean, this guy, he loves talking to you. He likes visiting with you. They've got the special lease on the Hummer. They've got everything from the Denali's to your standard Sierras, everything in between, the full line of Buick. Great lease programs, great retail programs, and a great inventory. The place, classic Buick GMC right there at in Arlington at 20 in Collins. Jermaine is your guy. Just remember the Jackson 5, Jermaine. Real simple. And I got to tell you what, he every time I talk with the guy, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. You're going to feel good when you leave. Whether you're buying a car, you just want to kick tires or shop, that's the place. Classic Buick GMC Arlington. And ask for our buddy Jermaine. And they got a bunch of inventory out there getting ready for the 2025s, and he is not missing a car deal. Classic Buick GMC Arlington.com.
Or they can just do to classicarlington.com, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't want to enter those other names in there, it's classicarlington.com, and they'll take you to those places.
You know Heath McClendon?
Oh, he's my cousin. He was racing out at Texas Motor Speedway this weekend.
That's right. Good
Hey,
morning
brother.
from TM.
You should call into the show and tell everybody what's going on out there, and maybe generate
TMS.
some activity. It's 214-787-1190. We'd love to hear from you and let everybody know what y'all doing out there tonight. That's Sprint Cars.
Yep. So, hey, I want to do a quick rundown. They put a poll out for the top 10 used cars under $20,000.
Oh, well, that's cool.
And this is reliability, durability, cars that have been maintained, and cars that aren't going to need a whole lot of money after you buy them. And I agreed with almost all of them. Almost all of them. In fact, they have some under 15 and under 10. We'll stick with the ones under 20. Rounding off the top spots, you have your 2021 Toyota Corolla. And I got to tell you, you can never go wrong. When you're buying cars like that, your Corolla and your Civic and your Mazda 3. I mean, there's some cars out there that if they're what we call LOF'd, lube oiled and filtered, they've just been taken care of. These are, 200,000-300,000 mile cars if you take care of them. The Kia Sportage. And I can tell you what, if you haven't gone over and looked at a Kia lately, they got some good looking stuff.
They do.
I mean, I'm an eye appeal guy. Kind of when you're looking for your girlfriend or whatever. It's you're looking for the eye candy. Come on, let's be real.
Well, first of all, you don't know anything about the person, so
yeah. And then you got to say hello and get to know them and likes and dislikes. Then you figure out, is this my cup of tea or not? The Kia, when it first came out, and I remember the some of the cars they had, I'm going, what are they doing? I thought they would never make. Well, Kia wound up leaving and then coming back. Now they have revamped, and ever since they've come back, they just continue to get better and better and better. No surprise, Kia's in the top group here. Go to ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. My buddy Jesse Hull is managing partner there. And enjoy a great Kia experience. ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. Next is the Toyota RAV4. They put in the 2018 under $20,000 hybrid SUV, and let me just tell you, the RAV4 with Toyota's killing it across the marketplace. As fast as they get in Toyota RAV4s, they're gone. I mean, that is one of their top sellers. That and the Highlander, and then the Highlander extended Highlander just now got released, and it's killing it. And the pre-owned RAV4s come in. We had one $20,000 worth of hail damage from about 4 or 5 years ago, whatever that was, maybe 3 years ago, whatever. And it still sold for more than what the residual was after all the PDR work and everything was done. We had all OEM parts put on and still traded in for over $20,000. That RAV4 is the Grand Highlander. My bad. The Grand Highlander is now for release, but the RAV4, no big surprise. The 2020 Mazda CX-9, which is gone, it's now the 90, which they made it bigger and better and everything else. But the CX-9 with Mazda, and I always tell people, I had a gentleman call me the other day, and he gave me 5 vehicles that he was looking for, and I said, well, I'm looking at this list here. Why are you not looking at Mazda? And he goes, Mazda. Well, he went and picked him up a new Mazda up at Eldorado Mazda up in McKinney. He called me up and he goes, I had no idea. I said, you don't understand the technology that Mazda has in their vehicles. If you go back to the old Ford Rangers, when Mazda had the B2000, B2200, that was all Mazda motor and transmission in the Ranger. And now Toyota jumps in and buys a chunk of Mazda. Why? Because of their technology. Their motor and transmission is as good as anything out there. But a lot of people don't know that. They figure Mazda. And it's funny. Everybody says the same thing as they go driving. They comment and go, wow, I had no idea. So go to El Dorado Mazda and check it out. The CX-9 pre-owned. The Buick Envision 2020, their rating is one of the top vehicles under 20,000. The Toyota Tacoma, no big surprise.
What is that Envision?
It's a sedan.
Oh,
a small
cool.
sedan.
Wow.
Then you have the 2019 sports car division, the Mazda Miata, which you like.
I love that little car. And it's an affordable vehicle, too.
Yeah.
Very nice looking little car.
Small sedan under 15,000. They put in the Hyundai Elantra 2019 or older. And small SUV under 15,000, the 2018 Honda HRV. The HRV is a smaller vehicle than the CRV. So you have the HRV, the CRV, then you have the Passport, then you have the Pilot, and that's their lineup of SUVs. So the HRV comes in as a small one, and then under $10,000. I didn't even know that they would go back this far. The cars that are very reliable when people are buying them, being taken care of, that they run it through the shop, they do the reconditioning, they recon the car so they can put their name on the back of it and sell it, is the Chevy Cruze. And the Chevy Cruze doing it. So there's your 10 top used car picks under $20,000, and I'll post these on the website Monday so you can have a good look at it. Well, coming up in the next segment, we're going to be talking about the most reliable used cars in today's market. And I want to step further. You know, there's a lot of publications out there, and a lot of times when you look at the publications, to me, all they're doing is mimicking a good quality car that's sold brand new and just assuming that it's going to come in pre-owned as good. For me, I took it 2 steps further and meeting with the mechanics and the service managers and getting back and talking to them, because there's other things that are involved when people talk about pre-owned and quality. And some of the ones they put on the bottom of the list, I 100% disagreed with, and we'll be talking about that. And then coming up at the bottom of the hour at 10:30, we're going to go into some cool car-driven history. Cool car-driven history.
Now,
did I tell you it was cool?
You said cool a couple times. I'm guessing it'll be cool.
It'll be cool. I think it's cool.
Well, we'll see.
What do you think's cool? When you hear the word cool, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Sexy.
Sexy and cool?
Why wouldn't it be?
Jerry, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word cool?
Sleek.
Sleek.
That's a good one.
I think popsicle. 214-787-1190.
I'll be bringing my popsicle out.
It's 214-787-1190. Phone lines are open. If you want to know where to go, who to see, what to do, give us a call, 214-787-1190, or go to theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Leave me your name and number. I'll give you a call. Don't go away. Quick break. We'll be right back.
Santana.
And
you tell me, and who's the other hand?
Rob Thomas is saying.
Yeah. Very good.
And Santana he's pretty good on a guitar.
Yeah, I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stole all my thunder, and look what happened to it. Yes, sir. That's some pretty hot. I like the sound of his guitar, the way he has the sound of it.
You know, I was watching a guy the other day on YouTube. This guy posted top 10 guitar players of all time, his opinion.
It's got to be your opinion, because there's really a lot of great ones out there.
And there was one on there that I've never really watched that blew me away. Totally blew me away. I mean, from Eddie Van Halen to Santana to, that guy that's with, oh my gosh, I wish I could think of the band. Hang on, I'm going to get it. Money for Nothing and Chicks for Free.
Oh, that's
Cliff in Keller wants to talk about the Monkey Mobile.
Okay.
Got it. Dire Straits.
Yeah.
That guitar player. So
he's a dynamite.
So I'm looking at John Bonamassa. Holy cow, can that guy play guitar? I didn't even know who he was. And his concerts are all sold out. And he's got kind of a little bit of that raspy voice.
Right.
And boy, can he wail a guitar. That was unbelievable. And to think that he does that for 2 hours, unbelievable.
Yeah. There's a lot of good players out there.
Yep. And everybody would you put Eddie Van Halen in the top 5?
I'm not sure. Let's think about that a little
Who's
bit.
your all-time favorite guitar player?
Well, my brother would tell you Chet Atkins.
I have Cliff from Keller waiting on hold for you guys.
Are we back on when we come back on the air? Are we back already?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well, when we come back, we'll take him.
You still got a little over 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I mean, there's a lot of good country. Vince Gill.
Oh.
And of course, he sings with the now all the time.
Eagles.
The Eagles, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of good pickers out there, even in the country field. Brent Mason is one of the best pickers in Nashville. He does a lot of the recordings for a lot of people. Remember Roy Clark? What a picker he was.
I took my mom to Granny's Dinner Playhouse, and Roy Clark played, I think, a dozen instruments. Unbelievable. That guy was so talented, and he could sing.
Yes, sir. And how about James Burton, who's the lead guitar player for Elvis? I mean, these are country players, too. These are not rock guys, and they're just as good as anybody.
Yep. They showed this one guy in the studio, and he taught Jimmy Page how to hit certain notes on his guitar, and they're showing this old guy sold his guitar for like $1 million, and he showed all the songs that were recorded with it. And I looked him up. I'm trying to think of his name, but when the guy came in, it was on Pawn Stars. The guy comes in, he looks over and he goes, "Holy cow!" He goes, "Do you know who this is?" I mean, he couldn't even talk. He didn't want to look at the car. He's like, "Do you know who this is?" And the guy that owns Pawn Stars, he goes, "This is like one of the greatest of the greatest." I mean, he wrote and taught, and and he goes, "You're really that guy?" And he had a bit of an accent, and he goes, "That would be me." And so I looked him up, and it was amazing how many he wrote for everybody from Elvis to all the band. He was a studio guitarist, and boy, was he something special. Yeah, it was.
Would you be surprised how a lot of those guys that were songwriters ended up making
1 minute
boatloads of money?
Yeah.
And then they didn't have to be famous and deal with that either.
Sit back and write songs and play guitars in studio.
Just made that's actually a really good life right there.
Yeah. So I Googled it, top studio, like only studio. Some of those guys made millions and millions of dollars.
Yes, sir. He says that Eddie was the best. Oh, wow.
A lot of people put him up. There were some of the guitar players there that I've never heard of, but that John Bonamassa, when I saw him play, that blew me away. I mean, that guy, when these guys are closing their eyes and just unbelievable.
Just getting down and dirty.
And that guy Slash, he's a pretty good guitar player.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been
from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. I credit him with being able to still be alive more than being a good guitar player.
We would like to take this time to say
I watched
thank you
B.B.
for playing
King,
with us
and
today.
he was pretty good, but a different deal.
He didn't know how to play chords.
Please extinguish
He was a
all
lead player. He
cigarettes
didn't
and
know how to play
cigars.
chords.
You think Jimi Hendrix was a good guitar player?
Fasten
I
your
do.
seatbelt.
Played the guitar
Please
backwards.
do not try to exit through the
He was
exit
good.
door.
How about Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Yeah.
Would you put him in the top 5?
He was in the top 5.
I'd definitely do that.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to you, Driver's Edge Auto Repair. 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on all repairs. If you just go to their website, mydriversedge.com, that's mydriversedge.com, their coupons are not upsell coupons. And what I mean by that, when I was running dealerships, we used to send out all these coupons, but they were so cheap, the service was, that we needed to upsell you to make money. Well, that's not the way it works at Driver's Edge Auto Repair. All their coupons are legitimate non-upsell coupons. They don't winterize. They don't summarize. They only do the work needed at the time. And then they'll give you a sheet to take home to go, hey, be sure to check this, this, and this. And this many miles, you want to do this. I mean, they are just upfront good people. They've been a sponsor of the show. Next month will be 21 years. Go to mydriversedge.com. There's over 23 locations now. Here in the DFW area and down south in Round Rock and Austin and Bee Cave, and they are expanding. And it's just a great way to get affordable work done to your car without summarized, winterizing, and all the other baloney that goes with it. The nearest location to you is on mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com. Let's go to the phone line. We have Cliff from Keller, one of our great loyal listeners, with us. Good morning. How are you, brother? How are you? Hello, Cliff. We got a real bad connection. All right, let's go ahead and put him on hold so we can get that cleaned up, Jerry. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. So I got this list sent to me about the best and the worst used cars.
Is this a year's, like a certain year frame, or just period?
Yeah, just period.
The best and worst ever.
Brands of all time. And I went, here's the thing.
Hugo comes to mind.
Yeah, Wes.
I just stole your thunder there.
Those people ought to be jailed for building that car. I had to sell those things. There's so many times when you take a look at some of the highest residual value cars.
I think we got it resolved.
Do we? They always move them to the top of the list, but there's so much more to it. But let's jump on the phone lines real quick. Cliff from Keller, how are you, buddy? Cliff from Keller. Okay.
Good morning.
There you are. How are you?
Morning, Kurt. Morning, Bo. I'm fine. I could hear y'all. How are y'all doing?
We're good. Bo didn't want to talk to you, so he muted you.
I have no control over that. Cliff, don't listen to that nonsense. You know that.
How are you today, brother?
I'm doing great. How about yourselves?
We're doing good. Just poking right along. A lot of people can't see this, but I have to actually put a brace behind Bo because he's so old to keep him propped up. And then the makeup artist was a little late, but we got him looking
strapped
good
into
today.
The chair.
All right, there you go. Well, I have three quick things.
Go ahead.
I have a contribution to the car from the shows. It's not too late for that. I couldn't get my phone. The Monkey Mobile. That was always really cool to me.
That was on my list.
Was it? Okay.
Where's that from?
The monkey. Hey, with the monkeys.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Came on Saturday morning. Yeah. Came on right after the Roadrunner.
Yeah. Well, when it was on prime time, it used to be prime time.
That's right.
In the mid '60s.
Yep. Can you name the first name of the four monkeys?
That's before my time.
I might.
Need a break.
Peter.
Uh-huh.
And the guy from San Antonio whose mom invented.
No, you can't do that.
Whiteout.
You can't do that.
Dolans. Oh, no. Okay. And I know I'm thinking of it here. He wore a beanie cap all the time.
You had
Davy
Mike
Jones, and then I got that one. Is it Mike?
We got to take a break.
Good.
You want to hold and come back with us? We got a break.
Yeah, we're going top of the hour. You got
sure.
a few minutes? Hang on with us. Let's take a quick break. Little
Sorry.
monkey trivia here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show live. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Oh, my goodness. There's my buddy, Gary Coker.
Yeah, see that.
What did he say there? Read it loud and proud, bud.
I'm not even going to
Be loud and proud.
That's just, he's going, I want to know what he's smoking nowadays.
My buddy, Gary Coker.
Captain Kirk.
That's right.
With a K.
That's right.
Yeah, he's into something that's no good up there.
That's right. Mickey Dolans.
Yeah, there we go. The great Gary Coker up there.
What a great song. What a great purple day. Big Will Bo Carver and my,
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, what's that say? And my what? What does it say?
What's that?
Hey, Gary wrote.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you know what it says. Read it loud and proud.
Which one?
My best friend,
Oklahoma best.
Captain Kurt Chase.
Captain.
Boy, that just hurts, doesn't it?
I guess we just have to start calling you that on the show nowadays. Captain Kurt. There you go, right there, brother.
Well, it's funny. Everybody used to say that, but they spell my name K-I-R-K.
Yeah, I could see how. Well, I got a friend of mine. His name Kirk, K-I-R-K.
Yeah.
So, but it sounds like Kurt.
Yeah. Well, I had friends, even teachers, they K-R-K, C-U-R-T.
Yeah, of course.
And one of my teachers, well, I can't get it right, so I'm just going to call you by your middle name. I went, no.
Bill, now what is that?
Thomas.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
And she said, I will be. I said, Mom, I'm not going to respond.
I think I remember that they had a deal on television once that there was a lot of mass murderers named Thomas.
Well, there was a great Olympian, Kurt Thomas.
Oh, that's right.
He
was an announcer.
Well, he became one.
Right. Yeah.
Then you had Kurt Gowdy.
Yeah. Was that spelled the same?
Yeah. No.
He was a C-U-R-T, wasn't he?
Yeah. So I asked my dad, I said, how did I get my name? He said, well.
Yeah, we know this story.
It was a rainy night, and I'm taking your mom home from the movie house, and we heard this noise in the alley. Couldn't figure out what it was, so we walked over, and here's this mangy old nasty beat up dog. Had a dog tag on it, said Kurt. And,
well, your father loved you, didn't he?
We found the owner, and later in life, after your mom got pregnant for the fourth of numerous times, he was having a really bad day, and he goes, oh, hell, name him Kurt.
Yes, sir.
So I was named after a beat-up, nasty, old mangy dog in the alley.
And your father wasn't even on your birth certificate.
No, father unknown. I got it. I'm like, I'm good. I know now. No hard feelings. Because everybody, Lil was named after my mom and grandma, right. Larry after my dad, Benny after my grandfather, and Bobby after an uncle, Tommy after an uncle. Carol Ann was, I think, my mom's best friend or something. Everybody had, and then there was Kurt.
Everybody had something tied to them that was special.
Yeah.
And you had the dog. The mangy dog,
dog
out there in the cold weather.
And I mean, he went a step further. This beat up old. I mean, who beats up a dog? How do you know a dog been beat up?
He just looked beat up.
Just beat up mangy old dog in the alley on a rainy night. Coming home from the movie house.
There it is. Nothing wrong with that.
I want to thank you.
That's beautiful.
Only my dad. God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. It's a pretty day today. We've got a lot of people tuned in. We appreciate that throughout the
90-degree days again today. Good time to jump in the pool because we ain't got many more pool days left.
No, it's still kind of cool. The water's still kind of cool even after.
Where?
In my pool. We get those cool nights out there. Pulls that water down pretty freezy. Well, I don't like cold water anyway. I want the water to be 90 degrees when I get in.
He don't even like cold beer. He'll drink that hot.
I like it to be nice and comfortable. But
man, I'm sitting there looking at the most unhealthy hamburgers. Goodness gracious.
Oh, I wanted to show you one we need to go check out. It's called Boots Burgers in Rockwall. And this guy did
is that the guy that's only open so long?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's in a residential, kind of almost a lot of little houses around it.
Yep.
And this guy did a thing about it right here. Boots Burgers. He gave it about an 8.7. Where is it?
This one really piqued my interest. This place is located in a regular neighborhood. Like, there's houses all around, and I think it's like a little shack or a converted garage, but it's been around since like 1968, and I think it's probably been grandfathered in. This is the double-double. I got it with the hot relish. It was $8 for the double-double, and the hot relish was an extra $1. So $9 total. as you guys know, we like to analyze everything. So there's the tomatoes, the mayo, the onions. Look at that cheese. You can see the relish peeking out there. I'm excited to try this. Let's give this bad boy a try. Whew.
There you go. We need to go to
My
Boots.
first thoughts on this burger, the relish. The relish, you can taste it right away. It's spicy, but it's not like burning your mouth too much. The patties are seasoned really well. And then, of course, there's the pickles and tomatoes and the mayo and the lettuce. That's all part of it. Look at the buns. The buns are holding up really well, too. For 2 patties in there, pretty darn good. I'm halfway through eating my burger.
1 minute, gentlemen.
Thank
I
you.
have to say, this is a pretty good burger. I like it a lot. I got it right when it opened. I was the 4th person in line, so I ordered around 11:05. I probably got my food around 11:50, so it took about 45 minutes. They told me 30 minutes, but there was a lot of orders ahead for like to go, I think. Which doesn't mean you can always get a to go order, because I think that phone's always ringing, and there are 2 dudes in there, I think. It's a pretty basic, straightforward menu. They also have chips on the side if you want to order that. They have a soda can machine for 75 cents. It only takes quarters, I believe. And of course, this place is cash only, so bring your cash. I'm trying to decide how to rate this, because this is a classic American burger, so all the ingredients have to be on par. And I think I'm going to give this an 8.7. I think the issue is a lot of people don't have the time to wait. So if you wait too long, it kind of skews their scores a little bit, you know? I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got to check this place out, because it was a unique experience. Like I said, being in...
How about that, huh?
There we go. Well, Gary Coker said he wants to take it to Ronnie's Burger. Is Gary retired?
Yeah.
How far is Wichita Falls from your house?
Oh, it's
possibly save you
probably an hour.
money.
Maybe a
Any
little
of this
over.
information
Not much.
causes
Why don't we
you
drive
to
out there and have a burger with Ronnie
Yeah, so we
or
can
Gary?
meet you in Decatur. Park my car at
They're looking at it. Yeah.
Walmart. We'll head on north. That's where right on up 287.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Burleson Nissan. I was out there on Tuesday, and I drove the new 2025 Nissan Kicks. And I will just tell you, and I don't say this just because they're a sponsor, because there's a lot of cars that I drive that just it doesn't work for me. It doesn't make it a bad car, but it doesn't work for me. So Justin Crane, the general manager, managing partner, pulled one out, pitched me the keys, and off I went. And I got to tell you, one thing about Nissan is probably one of the best accelerating cars across the board with their full line of cars. The thing about Nissan, they've always had torque. Always had torque. And people look at horsepower a lot. Well, they have horsepower, but they have torque, which is that immediate impact you get when driving a car. And that Nissan Kicks, they made it bigger, longer, wider, and the setup on it, including the automatic charging for your cell phone, you just drop in this little area and start charging your phone, was absolutely fantastic. I get in and out of the back seat without hitting my head. I've got a very long torso, so I'm always adjusting my seats, my mirrors, and everything. And so I headed up 35 North, and I drove that car. I opened that puppy up to see what it would do. Then I exited close to downtown, looped that thing around, did me a quick U-turn just to get the feel that I have a lot of lean. Nissan knocked it out of the park with this vehicle. And here's what one of the most impressive things about the new 2025 Nissan Kicks. It's less than what the average used car is, brand spanking new. So you have three cars, 4 different trim levels, less than what the average used car is at Burleson Nissan, right there at 35 and Renfro Road. Stop in and see Justin Crane and enjoy the new Nissans. I got to tell you, when I saw it, I said, Nissan Kicks. Okay, I've driven the Kicks before, really didn't care for it. It seemed like this little bundle of metal. I really didn't get it. Now, you don't know what it is. If they pulled one up and they covered up the badge and you wouldn't go, oh, it is completely different. and totally redesigned vehicle with all the room. You open up the tailgate, you drop down the seats, plenty of storage. Nissan knocked it out of the park. So you're buying a brand new 2025, less than the average new car on a small sport utility.
Smart
Can't go wrong.
move.
Plus a whole lot more. The place, burlesonnissan.com. That's burlesonnissan.com.
Let's go back to Cliff and Keller.
Let's go back to Cliff and Keller. Cliff, so you like the Monkey Mobile? What else?
Well, on the kicks, I'm not a sport utility guy, but that's a really attractive looking vehicle as well.
How about
I saw that?
Yep,
Cool.
good looking rig.
But anyway, yep. So anyway, 2 car questions. I've been calling in about leasing several times, and now I got a purchase question.
Uh-huh.
So do you get a better deal on a car that's on the lot or one that you order?
Well, you can get it on both. The only kicker will be, Cliff, and I ran into this numerous times, is whatever specials they might have on it, they're not going to lock into until that vehicle is going to be built. So let's say right now you want a Tahoe. Everything at El Dorado Chevrolet is $8,000 off. Let's say, well, they didn't have the color you want. You want the Z71 package. You wanted this, that, or the other, and it's not going to be here for 45 to 60 days, whatever it is. Maybe you wanted the diesel. Everything can change when that vehicle gets in. If you back up pre-COVID, GM had a program where whatever the price was at that time, they locked it in when you ordered it. Well, those days are gone. So that would be the only thing. You'll always get a better deal. I used to tell my salespeople, sell what you can see, don't see what you can sell. And the better deal was the deal that was in front of you.
Let's say there's no incentives on it.
Uh-huh.
So it's, the one that's on the lot or the one that you order. What about
the one that's on the lot? Because
no rebates or anything, and there won't be rebates.
Yeah, the ticker is moving and going for them to have to start paying floor plan interest on that car if they don't sell it. So they're going to be very eager. Not that they're not going to let you order, but they're going to go, hey, what would it take for us to sell you this one that's on the lot?
Okay.
Because they only have so many days. Once that car is invoiced to the dealer and it's actually on the ground, they have so many days before they pay interest on that automobile.
Okay. All right. And then last question, like something like the ads you've been running today with the $15,000 off.
Uh-huh.
And, we hear over and over there's just not that much markup on vehicles. You even said that today. So where's that $15,000 coming from? Is that from the manufacturer?
Yes. And what they're doing is they giving the dealers, and they're going to run out, because what they do is they give the dealers discount coupons to use across the board on these vehicles. So like at Grapevine Dodge, they have a glut of the Gladiators. So they took so many of the coupons and they moved them to the Gladiators, where the standard incentive was $4,000. Now it's $11,000. On the Dodge Hellcat, there was none. So they can take these coupons and stack them and make it towards $15,000. So they get $203,000 coupons where they can stack them and help move this inventory off the lot. But it is from the manufacturer.
Okay, because I've looked at not this deal you're talking about, but some others, 10,000 off. But then when you go look, they put $2,000 worth of ads on them, and the things they're adding, they've marked up what it would cost for you to get on your own, or you don't even need. So, how do you get around that?
Well, the other thing too is, like you said, there was one that just came out, and they said $20,000 off MSRP. They didn't say manufacturer's MSRP. They just said their MSRP, which is their addendum. So they had $12,000 worth of junk on it, and then showed this massive discount. And they were still over sticker when you did the math on it, because a lot of people, they don't know what a lift kit costs, or what wheels or tires, or they don't know what the internal costs are. And so they show this big discount. With these vehicles, the only thing that's added to it is wheel locks and tint. A few of them may have a bed liner or a bed mat. But other than that, it's not $20,000 worth of ads. We're going to save you $20,000.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you answering my questions and taking my call.
All right, buddy. We got to hook up. There's a dusty bag in my office.
Didn't you say that last Saturday too?
I know, and it's got. And
Yeah,
I doubled the order for him, and I still need to hook up with him. Hey, shoot me. You got my cell number.
Well,
Shoot me a message on Monday. We'll hook up for lunch.
Okay, I'm available pretty much any day now, so
Good.
I'll do that.
Yeah, give me a buzz Monday. We'll see you then.
Okay.
Thanks, Cliff.
All right, take care. Have a good weekend.
You too, buddy. Always
Bye-bye.
appreciate you calling in.
Always got some great
214-787-1190. He does. And let me tell you, when you sit with that's a smart dude.
Yes, no doubt.
Good people. 214-787-1190. So the most reliable brands, here's something I want to let you know. Be very careful what you're reading and the research that's done, because a lot of it, when you really look at how they got their numbers, I laugh about it. I'm going, hopefully people won't buy into this. Like the survey that says so many problems per 100. And you go down the list, when you get to the bottom, there's some cars that says 250 problems per 100 built. Well, that would turn everybody, oh my gosh, 250 problems per.
That's a piece of junk.
That's 2.5 times the standard of 100, and nobody was under 100. I'm going, you got to take it with less than a grain of salt. I wish they wouldn't even do it, because the way they rate these things out, if somebody left a piece of delivery tape on it, if the windshield, the windows weren't cleaned properly, if they didn't understand something, that's a problem. If it didn't come with mats, that's a problem. If it didn't have a spare tire, I'm going, stop it. They just, some of these surveys destroy really good cars. And the biggest problem is owner understanding of, period. Because the biggest complaint is the infotainment system. So the other day, my clock was off, and being the car guy, I had to do a little research to set my clock, because it didn't just pop up where there was a button on there for clock, like on your microwave or your watch, or just so simple to do. So I had to go into settings, and then I had to go into two different steps. I got to the clock, and you're
going to have to do that again in about 30 days too.
That's right. But now I got it down.
That's good.
And so, but if I was filling out a survey, I wouldn't go, man, I sure had a hard time setting the clock. Come on. It's user situations. They get scored, and these boring people that have nothing better to do publish this stuff. And the fact that you didn't understand something doesn't make it a bad car. The fact that you didn't know how to operate it isn't a bad car. The fact that I didn't know how to open up the sliding rear window on my truck did not make it a bad truck. It doesn't happen. And it's really sad when you're at Home Depot and some guy has to reach inside your truck and show you how to open it. I just bought the truck. I told him, pitch me the keys. I'll figure it out later. And I did.
Maybe the dealers and the salespeople ought to do a rating on their customers.
Boy.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they would have to go dark on that one. There's no way you could trace those comments. Okay, we get back. I'll hit the list on this. 214-787-1190. Don't go away. Big Wheels will be right back. And so Roger here. Roger Littleton, one of my favorite people. John Bonamassa is his number one.
Oh, that's what Castle Oaks said, too.
Yep.
Roger.
You know what? Remember when we rented the high school and we had the big reunion up there?
Yes, sir.
And that gentleman was playing the music. It was actually Roger singing in the choir.
Oh, is that
back
right?
in 72.
That was pretty cool.
I wonder if, Roger,
that.
do you go out and sing to the grapes? You got great wine out there. Do you ever just kind of stroll through the vineyard singing to the grapes?
I bet you that's why the wine's so good.
Because we were at the Liddell Vineyards in Napa. And at the Liddell Vineyards in Napa, this guy that owns it, he is this billionaire construction guy out of Canada. He has different speakers set up out in the vineyards and plays different music to the grapes.
Wow.
So we're walking through, and one is Frank Sinatra. The other one is Dark Side of the Moon.
He says, yes, sir, he does.
There you go, Roger. I knew there was a secret to your good wine. No doubt about it.
Well, they have one there that's just through the roof for me.
Yep. I love those two people. I wish we were even closer.
Yeah. Just got to make a plan to do it, I think, is the main thing.
Good morning, Kelsey Sakala. How are you?
Yeah. Well, she's been here and I haven't even
How
seen
is
her.
your I guess your fiance is feeling the same way I'm feeling about the Cowboys and his Eagles, especially after the other night. They got destroyed, which was good to see.
Yeah. So, you know what's
if the Cowboys are losing and the Eagles are losing, I'm okay because I don't care about the Commanders and the Giants.
And they probably will end up winning it. Commanders level. They looked actually pretty good, man. They've been, who knows what's going to happen. They've actually better than they've looked in a few years.
Watch the Commanders win the division.
Watch it win. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh,
it could happen.
No doubt. No doubt.
These other teams are playing. Cowboys ain't going to win it. I can tell you that.
No. Jerry's all in though.
What's he all in to?
He's all into being an idiot.
Well, we've known that 25 years
Yeah,
ago.
Rich doesn't make you smart in everything. It makes you smart in your wheelhouse. Mm-hmm. And he was smart in putting the money together to buy the Cowboys and bring in Jimmy Johnson. And then he foobarred that whole thing after that. And every year it's the same old BS. And here's what we're going to do. And
he's hit that brick wall every year since.
Yeah.
And no matter how he jumps up and down and throws money at players, and you just go like, come on, dude. You don't pay $250 million to a quarterback when you need a running back. I mean, they got Derek, and I sent you that deal. He said, well, we can't afford Derrick Henry. I'm going, you can't afford not to have him.
Yeah.
Don't
look at him. He's the leading rusher in the NFL.
Monster. That guy is a
leading rusher in the NFL.
And the way to make Dak better is have a good running game.
Yep.
That's what would make Dak better. Not making Dak the king.
Bringing Zeke back.
Or
the
king of directing passes. You're just setting yourself up for failure. And you're going to have it again this year. And it's not going to be a good year.
Dak would be a great used car salesman. Because he majored in positive verbal, whatever it is,
So he's like the second word salad guy.
Oh,
just saying things that people want to hear. Yeah, well, we didn't play good today, but we've got it. We're going to work on it this week, and we're going to get the kinks out. And blah 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 blah.
Yeah, he'd be a great motivational speaker. He'd be a great one to go in and teach kids on positive attitude and how you can make it in life and everything. But as far as leading the Cowboys to the Super Bowl, that dog ain't.
He ain't going to lead them to. Ain't even going to be a.
And they would have paid, and they're going to have paid him $500 million to be par. And I was talking to my sports. Well, look at his numbers last year. So what? Look at Dan Marino's numbers. Did he win a Super Bowl? No. Look at Fran Tarkentina's number. Did he win a Super Bowl? No. Look at Dan Fouts. And I can go on and on and on that had great numbers but have no ring. I mean, and look, Tarkenton and Marino and Fouts are all in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
With no ring.
Dak won't be in the Hall of Fame.
Give me a break.
He's not that caliber of quarterback.
No.
How about Purdy going like 23 for 23 the other day?
Oh, yeah.
That's hot. There's some good quarterback. That Donaldson for Vikings.
I know, and he's been all around the NFL, but he found his spot. They're undefeated. But then they bring in that kid, Bo Cephas from Oregon for the Broncos, and he's not that good. The quarterback for the Titans. I mean, that kid is scared to death back there. He's throwing the ball wherever.
Uncle Jerry's just milking them boys for a dumb
100%. I will not argue that.
No doubt.
And good morning to my favorite baby sister, Carol Ann. Up there in Knoxville, Tennessee.
So true. And that's what's so sad is
my beautiful niece, Corey Michelle.
Cool.
I wonder why we've always called her Corey Michelle. We've always used her middle name.
Well, it's a flow. People do have those kind of things.
It's never, hey, Corey. It's always, hey, Corey Michelle. Kind of like Carol Ann. Mm-hmm. Ann is her middle name. Carol Ann. It's been Carol Ann her whole life.
Kurt Thomas?
No, that dog ain't on.
We're speaking
of dog.
The dog. We're going to call you Captain Kurt the dog.
That's right. 214-787. Who's this? Quick. The Rhythmics. 214-787-1190. That's 787-1190. A happy birthday, Corey. Shall we sing her happy birthday?
Can if you want.
Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Corey Michelle. Happy birthday to you. And many, many more.
Channel 4. Hey, there you go. We love you, Corey. Happy birthday. Thank you. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Remember, share and like the show, because there's going to be somebody you know in your life that's going to need an automobile or need service or need body shop or need something that they're going to need somebody of quality to take care of them. And let me tell you, if I send you somewhere, I'll stand with you somewhere.
And if you listen to us on radio and never seen our social media sites, you can check us at the Facebook page, the Automotive Edge Facebook page, YouTube, and that's where you can really share the show to people that are not on social media sites, because you can do that by email. You can do that a lot of ways to give them an idea of what we do so they could tune in to YouTube, and that's the Automotive Edge radio show on YouTube. That's a great place to share the show right there.
Nice. That's what we do.
She says, love you, Uncle Kurt. Thanks again for the new CRV, taking it out on the town for birthday fun today.
Dude, are you driving, or is the hubby driving? Or have you let him driven it yet? I'm curious about that. Now, I know her daddy asked her if he could take it to Nebraska, and that was a big no. You stand your ground, girl. 214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to Grapevine Ford, home of the love it or leave it promise. You don't love it, bring it back. Let Cameron, Andrew, and the gang put you in the one that you do love. No gimmicks, no games, no nothing. And I've had a half a dozen people that bought a vehicle and said, we wish we'd have bought something bigger. We had one that bought an Explorer. They needed an Expedition. Once they get home and they packed it, they did a little mock packing for a trip. Went, this isn't going to work. Went right back and got what they wanted. We had one gentleman got an F-150 from his wife as a present, and it wasn't his favorite color. They took it back and got his favorite color. It's just that simple. They want you, when you're making those monthly payments, to be 100% satisfied. The place, Grapevine Ford, home of the love it or leave it promise, right there between Main Street and Texan Trail on Highway 114. See Cameron. See Andrew, let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show, and enjoy the best way to drive the new Ford. Go to grapevine.ford.com. That's grapevine.ford.com. So, 150,000 surveys, and this is brakes, engines, transmission, and EV batteries, how they rated these cars on who was the best. And who do you think was at the bottom? And again, I'll say brakes, engines, transmissions, and batteries.
I guess I'm going to throw Tesla out there.
That would be Tesla at the bottom. And it's amazing. Consumer exclusive analysts ranked 26 car brands based on their 5 to 10-year-old models. Number 1 was Lexus. Number 2, Toyota, same company. Number 3, Mazda. Number 4 and 5, Honda, throw in Acura. Number 6, Buick. Number 7, BMW. Then Subaru, Nissan, Mercedes, Benz.
Now, this is what, again? This is the
reliability of their 5 to 10-year-old models.
That's cool.
And then I'm sitting here looking at the bottom. Audi at 16, Volvo at 15, which, I've never owned a Volvo. I do drive the Volvos. I think they're pretty cool. Volkswagen at 14, Mini at 12, Cadillac at number 11. And so I started doing a little bit of research on reliability, durability. But here's the thing. What this comes down to, and I want you to listen closely on this. Who reconditioned the car and where did you buy it? Who reconditioned the car and where did you buy it? That is so important. I had buddies that were in the used car business, had their own lots, and they made sure the cars were cleaned. They had clean fluids, and they would pass state inspection. That's it. They weren't going to put thousands and thousands of dollars into a car if needed. And they weren't going to put top-of-the-line tires on it, and they weren't going to put synthetic oils in it. They wanted to get them to pass state inspection, get them cleaned up, clean fluids, did the safety check, and sold the cars. So if you have people that are getting surveys from cars that weren't reconditioned properly or were abused prior to trade-in and they did just the basics to make the car right, what would that survey look like? And so for me, if you look at certified pre-owned, that flips this list around. What, you know, the top 10, not so much, but the ones that they rated at the bottom, they'd have to start bunching them together. There'd be several number ones and several number twos and several number threes based on buying it from a dealership where the reconditioning was done properly, where they plugged into the OBD2 sensor and they had Nissan codes come up or they had Cadillac codes come up or whatever, and then they put it on the property and they sell it as a certified pre-owned or a pre-owned vehicle that they could sell an extended warranty from because they don't CPO their cars. Real simple. But some of these I just don't agree with when you're looking at these surveys and how many people it deters you from buying a car. So I would be very leery when I'm online and you're gathering information to decide what kind of car you're going to buy, what kind of car you're going to look at.
Well, isn't it really just come down to the car? Like in all cases, in my opinion, it would be that particular car, no matter the brand name or whatever, what condition is that particular vehicle in?
Yep.
And then that's what sets the tone for where you'd want to make that purchase on that vehicle or not. And so it just kind of skews all that when they do that, because I think that that's really the bottom line is that car in itself, by itself, is a standalone entity of whether it's worth buying or not.
Yeah, see, one thing that I always said is a lot of people, they don't look at what it costs to recondition a car for you to buy it.
Correct.
So I'm the dealer. Bo comes in. I say, hey, Bo, I did a 130-point check. Bo goes, wow, you checked out 130 things on that vehicle. Well, gosh, that's got to be a great vehicle.
Tail lights are working. Headlights are working. Yeah. You know,
well, true. All that's, you know, part of your state inspection.
Right, of course.
But the thing about it is how much Bo's looking at this pre-owned Acura ILX and I say, there's two of them, okay? Both of them have 38,000 miles on it. And I say, hey, Bo, this one right here, we put $1,500 reconditioning into it. Dropped all the fluids, got the tires matching, braked, blah, blah, blah. We did all the. This one, we put $4,200 into.
Well, see, that kind of is a big question because my first thought to that was, why did it need $4,200?
30 seconds.
Beautiful.
You know,
why
I
did it
didn't
cost so
think
much
of
to
it.
recondition it?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking like, okay, you know, that's what we need to do. That's great. You put that money, let's go with that. I looked at just the opposite. I think we got to take a break when we come back to that, I guess.
Yeah, 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. We have massive amounts of way to follow us, and we'll hit those when we come back on. Don't go away. The great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver, and myself, we'll be right back.
Best song on the planet right here.
Who's it by?
Tears for Fears. There's another
Sorry, I
version.
just wanted to get in on the game.
There's another version out there that's from a vampire movie. I can't. Who does that? You heard that one before?
Who?
There's another version of this. It's done by somebody that was singing that's from a vampire movie. Really? Yeah. Let's see if I
I love that song.
It's a great song.
It's one of those songs I could just get on stage and dance to. I wouldn't care. Shake it up. Because I don't think there's a bad.
Bills.
What was that?
That's right. I don't think there's a bad way to dance. Even when Elaine danced on Seinfeld, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's funny.
Let me tell you, being in the nightclub business for all those years and watching people get out on the dance floor, there were some people that, shouldn't have been on the dance floor. But I loved it. I went, you know what? They don't care. They got no rhythm. They're opposite of the beat, but they're just out there having a grand old time. I didn't care. I liked it.
You kind of talked about them, though.
We'd sit there, and the thing about it was they were always out there with a real pretty girl. They'd walk up to the prettiest girl sitting at the bar and say, "Would you like to dance?" And them girls were up and out of that chair.
Wish I could find that.
And that's one thing that I realized. You know what? When I was when I wasn't working, I had no problem going up to a real pretty girl and saying, "Let's hit the dance floor." Because so many guys were so intimidated or scared to ask. Not me. I didn't care.
Well, I was always,
and then a few of them did get up and dance like Elaine.
I was always intimidated because I never knew how to dance. But they came to me because I was a bass player. So
yeah, I always wanted. I want to know how to country and western dance.
Well, when you learn, then you need to go take Barbara in dancing because I don't know how to dance, and she'll just ask anybody on the street.
I was there with her at the concert.
I know.
I remember she's standing behind me, and I hear, "Excuse me, is this your husband?" And the lady goes, "Well, yes." And she goes, "Look, do you mind if I dance? I saw y'all dancing. Can I dance with him?" And she's like, "Okay."
Yeah, many times.
Yeah, my sister used to teach country and western dance.
Oh, that's cool.
And I never went to any of her lessons.
Wow.
I did go to one. I wound up hitting a guy and breaking his jaw.
I'm sure they didn't want you back at the lessons anymore.
They never knew who did it. And I slid out of the bar. Don't touch my sister's hiney. I'll hit you. Yeah, it's a hit and run. But I've always wanted to be able to, I don't get into line dance and all that stuff. I think it's kind of goofy, but
yeah,
I'd love to be able to see.
It's not that goofy for women to do it, but it's goofy to see a guy line dance.
Yeah, especially let the women have their fun.
Yeah, that's their time to do that.
Yeah,
I always thought that too when we were playing in the bars and these guys out there like, "Dude, go sit down."
Yeah,
wait till there's a two-step or a waltz or
you see them going to the dance. No. Come on. Let's have a beer. Yeah. Let the girls do their thing. And you notice every time that it gets started, all the women are, first out there line dancing.
Yeah. I mean, they love line dancing.
Cut it up. Yeah, I want to see C&W dance, and then I would love to push dance. Dance is where you never let go of your partner.
Oh, okay.
You're always connected.
Well, they kind of do that in the country world, too. I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah, there's
they play a lot of push songs.
Fred Astaire Dance Studio out here. And they're booked until the first of the year. A lot of people start learning how to dance for the New Year's Eve parties and weddings and everything. But I'd love to take some dance lessons.
I want to learn how to dance like Soul Train.
I
may have to be a different color in order to accomplish that. Because they got some moves on that show, baby.
Yeah, I've sent you a few of those guys trying to dance like that. And they should. I hope their kids never find those videos on YouTube.
Yeah. It's some of your parties.
I don't know. All these dance parties they had that, when they were doing the twists and, back in the 50s and 60s, American Bandstand, there was some pretty cool stuff. But as it progressed, it got really goofy.
Yeah.
But then you went to Soul Train and it was, man,
that was coming back in 30 seconds.
That was a new day when that came out.
And then when they did the actual Soul Train, man, that was so cool. I used to get up in front of the TV and just try to figure it out.
Train. Yes, that's it.
That's right. I remember my dad came home one day and I had the stereo cranked up and I'm trying to get the moves down.
He wanted to knock you out, didn't he?
And I turned around and I saw him and I turned and he goes, "Jane, my mom.
Right.
Deal with that now."
Deal with that now.
My first album was the Isley Brothers Go For Your Guns album, and I'm cutting up. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having a grand old time. Oh, one of the all-time great songs.
Did you see what I sent you about when they were singing, and then the guy kicked in? Is that great?
That was greatness. Great song. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to Highly Accurate, where your time is highly favored, highly appreciated, and highly respected. The MDX, the RDX, the Integra, the new ZDX all electric. They got it all from the A-Spec to the Shaker, which is a manual transmission. They have it all at one place. Highly Accurate Fort Worth, 35 in Riverside or 820 in Riverside. You get it both ways. Right there on the corner, right there where the big jumbo U.S. and Texas flags are. My buddy David Gomez, general manager, managing partner, and Dean back in service. I'm going to tell you, from hello to congratulations to I need an oil change, it doesn't get any better than Highly Accurate Fort Worth. Our buddy David Gomez, managing partner. Let him know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. I think it's one of the best luxury sport cars built. You get in it, there's luxury. Drives like a sports car. You get the best of both worlds. Resale and maintenance is as good as it gets. The place, highlyaccurate.com. That's highlyaccurate.com. So
we're getting back into when you said a while ago, you had a car that was the same price and 30,000, I think, used the number, but one reconditioning was 1,500 and the other car, same car, was 4,500. And then before we left to go to break, I said, well, you know, your initial thinking might be.
Yeah, but see, you would never hear that. But then they're not going to tell you, hey, we had to put a lot of
money.
I
see what you're saying. They're not.
Nobody knows that.
Yeah,
but,
I got you.
But if you knew that, it would be a given which one you're going to take.
I want the one with 1,500 in it because I don't know what you all had to do to get $4,500 in that vehicle.
Yep.
You
well,
know?
The big
That's
thing now
opinion.
is.
But how would you know?
Tires $1,200 for a good set of tires.
Yeah.
You're going to figure. So let's go. That takes it down to, I said 4,200, so that's 2,900. So what was the other 2,900?
Well, the oil change. I don't know what it costs the dealer. I mean, most people pay about
brake job.
Brake job probably needed that. What would that cost them? A couple $100?
A brake job? Oh no, $700-800
for the dealer.
Internal, probably $400.
Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Those what they're paying.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you know, there's things that have to be done on that car to get it to $4,500. That doesn't mean it's bad. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean.
Well, no. They put all that money in to make it good.
Make it good. So, you know, technically, if you looked at both cars and they did those things to it, and the same car for $1,500 they put into it, probably not any different.
You know, I would look at it this way, and this is just being a car guy for 36 years. When I'm looking at two cars, Bo comes in and he trades in a Malibu. Okay. He's got a 2021 Malibu, 40,000 miles on it, jammed up jelly type, clean car. $21,995. Then there's another white Malibu. I walk up, this thing's jammed up jelly tight, nice and clean. They've done really good. I pull the Carfax and it says rental car. Well, I'm going with Bo's car. And the reason being, we all know how they drive rent cars. There was a dealership where
it's not how you know how they drive. It's how you drive a rental car.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I drive a rental car.
We're at a dealership the other day, and there was two pre-owned Honda Accords sitting there. And I said, well, hang on, let's look at the Carfax. And we looked at the Carfax, and I went, oh, buy that one. So why this is a rental car? He said, that one has 8,000 less miles, and it's the same price. I said, yeah, but it has less miles, but the wear and tear on this car is much greater than that one.
Well, it may not be, but the chance of it is pretty high.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's always a possibility.
You
but
know,
the odds are not in your favor.
No. I mean, most people
they slam on the gas, they slam on the brakes.
Yeah. And get after it and go, and
they maximize the torque.
Yes.
And they maximize the brakes.
Yes, they do.
You know, so do your due diligence, but all these surveys, when I look at them, I'm going, is that a reason to buy or not to buy? Absolutely not. I saw a vehicle with a couple, and it was one of the worst rated pre-owned vehicles, one of the worst. This was 2-3 years ago. Well, they got it with 28,000 miles on it. It was under 30,000 miles, and they're traveling. I mean, and they've added 50, 60,000 miles to this car, and there hasn't been an issue. And I told them every 7,500, I'm a little bit different. Even if it is a full synthetic oil, I'm dropping it. I don't care what the system says. I'm dropping it. That's me. I still got guys that at 3,000, they're changing the oil. And we had a gentleman, he had a brand new car, and he brought him 3,000. I said, well, the braking oil. He goes, sir, did I ask you about braking oil? You knew right then and there.
Yeah.
Let it go. And he goes, and don't put that fancy crap in there either. He just wanted standard oil.
Okay.
He wanted to bring it in every 3,000, and he wanted that car checked out. And I am not a 3,000 guy, but I am a 7,500 with a full synthetic,
right,
especially because of the Texas heat and everything. And I do check it. I have no problem popping my hood and looking at the oil and seeing.
Make sure there's no issues.
Yeah, the viscosity of the oil, has it started turning brown? Is it gold anymore? What are we looking at here? Same thing with the other the other fluids. A lot of them, like on a lot of cars now, you can't even check the transmission fluid because it's a sealed transmission. But everybody has their own quirks. But you really need to do your due diligence. And for me, would I buy a rental car? No doubt about it. But I'm going to do my extreme due diligence when I look at it and see that it was a rental car.
That's going to be a little extra fine comb there, isn't it? You're going to probably take an extra step or two to really dig into that car, make sure it's not been in water.
Oh, yeah,
or
no doubt about
like
it.
that.
100%.
Because you just don't never know.
Yep.
When you have multiple people of all types driving it,
yep,
you've just opened a can of Pandora's box to what could be done to that vehicle.
And that's why I tell a lot of people, if you're buying pre-owned, make sure you can get an extended warranty on it. I have so many people still this day going, I bought one. I never used it. What a waste of money. Well, let me tell you what, it won't be that waste of money because of what it costs now to repair and service cars, because everything is so technically advanced. That stuff is expensive. I had a buddy had to put a new infotainment system in his vehicle, and it went out of warranty. It cost him $5,000. And he goes,
I wouldn't be listening to the radio.
Kurt, I'm going to eat crow on this one. And you know what? After they put the new infotainment system on it, and he had, I forgot what the mileage was, like 49,000 miles. He bought an extended warranty. Too late.
And make sure that when you purchase any kind of warranty, make sure you know what you're really getting, because there's service warranties. There's really warranty that warranties the parts and the things that are on the vehicle, and a lot of people get confused about that. So make sure that you know what you're getting at any time we're dealing with a warranty issue.
Well, hey, coming up, we're going to give you an idea of where everything is, new and used, the pricing, the interest rates, and the payments, what things we're looking at. Remember, you have till Monday to register to vote. Vote, 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 and let's get this situation that we're in turned around. Otherwise, come November 7th, you're going to wake up, and I could have had a V8 moment and realize, stop this with, I'm only one vote. If 20 million people say that, that's 20 million votes wasted, and we know where they're going to go. So register to vote. Every vote counts. Let's turn this ship around and get back to being energy independent, which will change the face of the United States. I promise you. 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We got some good info coming up here on the Automotive Edge radio show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. We'll be right back. Who's this?
It is. Just went blank.
Played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69.
Come on.
I'm lost.
Brian Adams.
A good song, I know that.
The best days of my life.
So you expect this game this afternoon to be decent?
I don't know, man. That Texas is playing some serious football.
Yeah, Oklahoma's kind of lucky to come back from that game the other day, but they did it, and
I just like seeing Manning back there. I think he's doing better than Ewers.
I don't think that Oklahoma has the multifaceted offense to beat the team. That's my opinion. I think their defense is good, but I don't think that they will. I don't think they have the whole big picture offensively to beat Texas.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a lot of blowout games the last 2 days, a lot of blowout high school
TCU
football.
is just not that good this year. We saw them, went to the game and saw them play. Was it?
Well, they played team from Florida.
Yeah. Was it South Florida or no?
No, it was UCF.
Yeah.
University of Central Florida.
And they just let them come back and beat the tar out of them. And maybe running the ball.
Yeah.
That team just ran down TCU's throat, and they just couldn't stop them. And I saw then they weren't that good of a team, so I didn't expect them to do much this year. But they've got a historical coach. What's his name? Sonny Dykes.
Yeah.
Been around forever.
Yeah, once that job opened, he was never going to leave SMU. That was going to be his final deal, and he went back home. That's where he's from originally.
Right.
So, yeah, Sonny's having a tough time.
Well, did they?
What do you think about the old coach A&M just sitting back there?
What, reckoning all that money,
$100 million
kicking back,
guaranteed
drinking
contract.
a couple beers, and having a hot dog or corny dog, and watching the games?
You want to coach? I can. I got another $20 million coming in this year.
Yeah. Do you blame him?
Heck no.
He probably may not.
Kind of like the coach of LSU.
Nah.
Did you see his final interview?
Nah.
You remember him, big old husky?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, guy.
He told me, he said, Coach, we don't need you no more. And he said, well, I got a guaranteed contract, so we're going to pay. And he goes, where's the door?
Where's the door?
I mean, $14 million to leave.
I think that's what we're going to.
You know who pays that?
Probably the what do you call them?
The alumni.
The alumni.
That didn't come from the school.
No, the alumni is paying.
All those big people. Could you imagine those people that put up that $100 million to bring that coach in from Florida State, and he stunk, and there was nothing they could do. Not a thing they could do. They had to pay him. I'm going. Y'all are so stupid with these guaranteed contracts.
Oh, we're going to see that. Dak's going to be at home here in a couple of years, watching movies on television. Going to be raking in still those $30 million, $40 million.
He'll be out there on the road like Zig Ziglar.
Yeah, right.
Which he needs to be anyway. So they're going to come up with all these excuses. Well, Micah Parsons out, and Lawrence is out, and this guy's hurt, and that's where we got our teeth kicked in.
All these other teams are winning with injuries.
Yeah,
that's because it's a team, not one or two people. And
it's the NFL. You're the best of the best.
And if you don't have a solid team across the board, which I believe they could have. See, one of the things they keep blaming the defense. But I go, well, the offense doesn't do anything. And so the defense have to be out there every third play, go out there and then, just get beat down. And then the offense comes up, 3 downs.
Wouldn't it funny? CeeDee Lamb goes to the sideline and wears Dak out. And the next game, first 6 passes go to CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to stop it. It's a weird deal. Good morning, Jason King.
Coming
Thanks
back
for
in 1 minute.
Joining us here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show.
Who?
Jason King.
My
buddy Jason King. Man, we go way back. Way back.
King of the road.
Boom, boom, boom.
Well,
was that Roger Miller?
Mm-hmm. We've lost some really talented people over the last couple of weeks.
Golly.
I'm trying to think here now.
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
The father from
what's his name? Amos.
Yeah.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, I was sitting there, and it was just sad. Every time you turn on TV, there was somebody famous just.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough here lately.
You know what? I've been enjoying watching the old Dean Martin roast.
How those
I've been watching.
so funny.
They have these award things where
Are you ready for
I'm
the
not
show?
a big Don
I
Rickles
said,
fan, but some of his stuff
Are
is
you
pretty
ready for
funny.
the show? Ladies and gentlemen, the show you've all been waiting for. Please make welcome Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
214-787-1190 is the number. Remember, if you have an automotive need, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, we got you covered. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number, and give me a phone call and let me help you. And I got, I had some people really upset this week that I couldn't get to them. I was all over this week from McKinney to Burleson to Weatherford. I mean, I was really traveling this week to different dealerships, and I was buried. I try to get to as many as I can and shake your hands and see what I can do to help, but I just ran out of time, and it was really something. And I was meeting people even at dinner time, which I normally don't do. And so I apologize. I try to get to as many as I can, but I'm just a one-man show. And anyway, we do the best we can. 214-787-1190. This segment of the show brought to you by Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills, which is NRH, right there at 121 and Highway 26. And our buddy Jason Hicks, General Sales Manager, all the way from San Diego, California, loaded up a truck with his wife and kids, came here to the DFW area. And I got to tell you, he's a good, solid man. And I've sat and visited with him, and he's doing a great job over there. He'd love to meet you. So when you get to Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills, ask for Jason Hicks. He's a general sales manager. Let him know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show, and then tell him you want Haley to help you. She is the best of the best. She's been there like 18, 19 years, and she has helped so many my family members and friends and listeners, and she is such good people when it comes to taking care of your Honda needs. The place, Norm Reeves Honda, NRH.com. That's Norm Reeves Honda, NRH.com. So I want to run down some numbers here real quick, and then coming up at the top of the hour, I had a buddy talk to me about, we were talking about the past, and I started doing some research on one of the greatest eras of our time and how it all evolved and came together. I can't wait to talk about it coming up here at the top of the hour. But in the meantime,
you're referring to automobiles, right?
Yep.
I just thought I'd make sure.
Well, the cars tie into it.
Okay.
The car was the biggest part of it.
Okay.
The average incentive right now has risen quite a bit, 60% from September last year to September this year. And it's gone up from, it was, $1,500, $1,800, $1,600. It's now $3,035 and growing. And the only thing that's going to slow this things down if we don't get the right president in taking care of this country. And then you can see things turn really quick. If you didn't know, GM had to shut down a couple of plants because of storms that came through. Now you've got the guys on the guys and gals on the strike. The what do they call them?
Dock workers.
Yeah, but there's a name for them.
Oh,
what do they call them? Not longshoremen. Anyway, they're on strike. And they're wanting a 70% pay increase. That's a lot of money. But anyway, they'll get it worked out. And in the meantime, this is a great time to buy because we don't know when the strike is going to affect all the parts and everything that are coming in. Remember, we had that with COVID. We saw what happened. And it's so funny. People are already running and buying paper towels and toilet paper.
Yeah,
what's up with that? The dock workers strike, you run and get toilet paper and paper towels. I don't get it.
People don't want their butts dirty.
I don't get it. Anyway, when you take a look, new car average payment.
Need break.
What do you think it was?
New car average payment was $925.
All right, let's take a break. 214-787-1190. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Right there. And everybody, thank you for being a part of our radio show today. We are at the home studio today here in Keller, Texas. Appreciate each and every one of you being a part of our broadcast, and hope that you'll like and share the show each week. We try to bring some new data to the program all the time, and hope that everybody's being safe out there. I mean, areas where people are getting storms and a lot of issues. We pray that you get your life back in order, that doesn't shut you down too long. And we know they're out there. So just keep that in mind, that there are people out there that are in need and hurt. And one of the things we always say to do is to, pay it forward, help people out. That's what the game plan should be, to, when you see somebody in need, to give them a hand. And there's a lot of people in need right now, what we've been through over the last few years, and prices are really high, sky high for people, and just trying to manage to get through. It's real tough for people out there when they're in those positions. So give them a hand and tell them about the Automotive Edge radio show, because we definitely want to do that and pay it forward to help the people, and the information that they get here on the show and also on the website, the automotiveedge.com, is to help people. I mean, that's the whole purpose of what we're trying to do here. So if you know somebody in a place where they're needing some kind of help, or looking for a vehicle, or wanting to sell their car or trade their car, then they need to go to the automotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, so they can get some ideas and help, so that they don't lose money by thinking wrongly about what they're wanting to do. Sell their car too cheap, not get the right amount for if they're going to trade it, or if they're going to buy something, they want them to overpay and get the right kind of vehicle for them. So these are all the kind of things, and that's just the minimal part of what can be helped. I mean, if you have recently had an auto accident, where to go to get that done from a reputable place, so that you don't get taken there, because if the work's not done right, you're going to pay for it in the end. So you need a set of eyes to look at that. Then you need to go to the automotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, and say, I just got my vehicle out of the body shop, and would you just look at my vehicle to see if this work's done right? Simple as that, no charge. So these are all the kind of things that are out there for your asking, to see what you need, places to get tires, anything related to the automobile that you may have or looking to get. Do that, and you'll be happy you did, I promise.
Yep. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Well, this is cool. Is it Trefania? Kennard joined us. Trefania.
That's a cool name.
That's a cool name. Dorothy, that's her motto, pay it forward.
Correct.
You bet. You got to pay it forward more. I got to tell you, the other day I felt so guilty because I was getting a cup of coffee, and the lady goes, "Enjoy your day." And I went, and I'm trying to hand her the money. She goes, "Oh, the people in front paid."
Oh, how about that?
And I said, "How many cars behind me?" She said, 3. I said, "I got them." She said, "Well, one of them's got 4 cups of coffee." I said, "I didn't ask how much they." I was blown away. It made me feel so good. Somebody bought me a cup of coffee. Especially when coffee's what, $5-6 a cup now. If you're going through one of the drive-throughs.
And if you're going through that one that I know sometimes you go through, then I think you need your head examined.
I don't go there anymore. I will not drive.
When they
through
gave
there
you that $12 ticket for that one, that was the last visit.
Whoa, yeah. I do the 151 and Davio Brothers, whatever it was.
Is 151 good?
Yeah,
and it's reasonable too.
Yeah, yep. And the other one. I'm trying to think what it is. But anyway, yeah, and I wanted to try the Chick-fil-A with the pimento.
Oh, yeah?
Phenomenal.
Is it really?
Blew me away. And I don't care that they said they took down their list of what's in the sandwich. I don't care.
Maybe it's private for them.
But I did it again. I got a sandwich and
it has pimento cheese?
Yeah. And I don't like spicy, and it's just pimento cheese, and I like spicy. I just can't eat spicy.
It's obviously a new item, huh?
Yeah. They had it out for a while and did really well. Now they brought it back, and I like pimento cheese anyway.
Yeah, I do too.
And
So that's basically it. Is the chicken and the pimento cheese and the bun?
Mm-hmm.
No pickle?
Yeah, I got the pickle.
Oh.
Pickle ain't going away.
I don't like pickles anyway on a burger.
And then what's a chicken sandwich? Ain't a burger.
Well, I don't like them on a chicken sandwich either.
Oh. So I picked up the tab on the two behind me, and this lady was so excited. So I said, I want to take care of the two. So she took, and then the girl caught up with me, and she said, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, if you could have seen the look on that lady's face when I was pulling away, because at the Chick-fil-A here, you can actually pull out of the lane. If they come and serve you quicker, you can pull out of the way.
Right.
And so I'm turning around, and she is waving and, tapping her, or almost going, that's what it's all about. If you can make somebody's day.
I can't wait to see your face one day when I'm behind you and you say, by the people behind, and I'm waving, honking, hey, it's me.
The guy behind me's got it.
I would see your face when it's me. And you look at the rear.
We used to do that to my older brother. My older brother is not by any means a poor person, and he that's terrible. He is a tightwad, just like a daddy.
Coming back in 30 seconds.
Thank you, sir.
And so we'd always get him at the back of the line. Now, even if we go somewhere, he's first to order, and he always tells waiter, "Yeah, that's mine's separate." We were always trying to stick, and even if it's a burger now, he won't pick up the tab. When I take that back, he did pick up the tab at Joe's Coffee Shop in Irving the other day, which was pretty impressive to see him do that.
There's another place that this guy that I showed you that a while ago on the Boots Burgers, he talked about a place called, let's see if I can find it. I'm not going to play it. It's called Hutchins in Frisco. It's a barbecue place. You heard about that? He gave this sucker.
You got one here.
You got a Hutchins here?
And in the gold corner,
one in Fort Worth, one in Frisco, one here.
He said it's bad at bone.
For the World Tag Team Champions, fighting for all your automotive needs, it's Kurt, Chase, and Big Wheels Bull Cover.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Or go to theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Leave me your name and number, and you never have to buy, service, body shop, anything ever on your own. You want to know what the value of your car is? We will tell you what the value of your car is. It's really that simple. I don't charge a dime. If I save you time, volunteer. If I save you money, pay it forward. And I don't take a dime from the dealer. Period. I do have my sponsors, but when a transaction goes down, no money comes to Kurt. And if you ask my mom, she'll tell you that's my penance for all the bad car deals I did when I was selling cars, but, it works for you, the consumer. This segment of the show is brought to you by Classic Kia Carrollton, my buddy Jesse Hull. From the Carnival to the Sportage, to the Kia Soul, to the EV6, EV9, now the EV7, they've got it going on. EV9, I didn't know there was a world car. I keep saying that, world car of the year. But there's good people there, real good people there. I know Jesse. I've known him for many, many, many years.
Well, they're super dealership. They should be world dealership of the year.
Well, they won the President's Award for their sales staff.
Sweet.
No big surprise.
No.
When I heard he won, it was congratulations and no big surprise. The place, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. He's got massive discounts on the electric, great lease programs, and big discounts on the regular ICE cars, your gas cars. The place, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. So the average payment went down on new car to $767.
That was only $200 off.
Yeah, just a couple hundred. That's all right. And then we were, it's hanging up on microphone. There we go. $566 for a lease vehicle and $558 for pre-owned. Can you imagine? I remember, when I was selling cars, you know what the magic number was to buy a car?
In a monthly payment or in a
monthly payment.
When you were selling? 300.
I need a $300 payment. Well, sure, the vehicle's $24,000. How much you putting down? Well, it don't matter. I know you got a ton of markup. I want $300 a month. I went, well, okay. And so I'd bring out a piece of paper and I'd go 300 times 6
Doesn't even add up to
equals
the, doesn't even-
18,000.
It doesn't equal the 24,000.
And you go, well, if you, I said, sir, I don't have $10,800 markup in this vehicle. What about half of it? I said, okay, even at half of it,
It's still not there.
I'm still not $300 a month. And then it moved a little bit and it went
350.
350. Now you're at 21,000. And so you're going, it was always tough because people had a mindset. And then you started hearing all these people that were coaching people on how to buy a car. And I'm the guru and I know how to do it. Go tell them $350 a month. Doesn't matter what you're buying. I'm going, what a waste of time. Just do the math. 350. Now get this, 350 a month is $21,000, but that includes everything. TTNL, interest, the whole 9 yards.
How long are you figuring that for? Because there
60
is
months.
How long?
60 months.
So that's where you could maybe, with today's way they're throwing out 84 months and all that, to keep those payments down.
Well, you need to back it out to about an $18,000 rig.
Right.
So when you take $18,000 times 6.25%, $800 for the fees, and then you figure an interest. The average interest rate right now on a pre-owned car dropped a little bit, 6.75. That's a $350 a month payment.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo. The math is very simple. People think that buying a car, the numbers are complicated. They complicate them because you negotiate too long, your head starts hurting. Then you can't figure out where you are in the first place, but you just hone in on that payment. And then when you tell people they're on too much car, what do they say?
Well, they just say, that's what I want.
Well, I'm going to keep looking.
Yeah.
No. That's because reality set in because somebody miscoached you, misinformed you, and you're on the wrong car. And so when I'm helping people, when you contact me and you go to theautomotiveedge.com, you click on Ask Kurt and I call you, I'm going to give you, if you go to my website here, let me start over. Go to my website and look at the 4 Ds. It says Kurt wants you to know. Look at the 4 Ds. Stick with the 4 Ds if you're at a dealership. With me, you don't have to do the 4 Ds. I'm your advocate. I'm going to tell you what's going on, how to do it, real simple. Do you have a trade-in? Yes. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. I'm going to tell you what the car is worth based on how you described it.
Before you even go anywhere.
Yeah, before you even leave. Do you know what your credit score is between an average of what it is? Is it 650, 675, 700, 580? What is it? And then I'm going to ask you what kind of down payment, and then we're going to try to figure out a car. And then I'm going to give you a list of 5 cars on average. Unless you're brand loyal, I'm going to say, hey, here's the 4 or 5 cars, 3 cars you need to be looking at. And then you're off and running. Then I'll call the dealership. I'll set it up. You go there, you drive it. No less than 30 minutes. A quick trip around the block does not tell you what that car will do for you. And then go, okay, this is the deal. And you pick up the phone and go, hey, Kurt, guess what? I'm at Joe Bag of Donut Motors, and I found the car. Bam, you and I are going to work together to make sure you get the best possible deal. That's how this whole deal works. There is no other way to make it work.
And even through finance.
Yep.
Because I know that's an area of concern for a lot of people. A lot of people feel like they're going into an interrogation room when they say, let's go back to finance.
Yeah.
Well, put your hands up like get taken you to the interrogation room. But it doesn't have to be that way.
Right.
Because Kurt can help you with that, calm you down on that, and walk you through it to help you make the right decisions there too.
No doubt about it. TheAutomotiveEdge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Leave me your name and number. I'll give you a call. We'll do a quick interview. You're up and running. Good morning to one of the happiest guys in the world, Fernando Albert. Fernando.
I like that. It's very cool.
Yep.
Man.
Good people. 214-787-1190.
Cool.
Would have named you something cool?
Yeah.
How about, wouldn't it be cool if you'd have been the first Bocephus?
I know. I get called that anyway, but it's just not the same, man.
So if you could pick another name, what would it be?
Bo. No, another name? I don't know. I have to think about that.
I had a guy call me the other day. You know what his name was? Titus.
That's kind of cool.
That's a cool name. And found out he is my previous pastor's physical trainer. With a name like Titus, I mean, go figure.
That's
What do you do?
right
I'm going to
there.
work out with Titus.
Well,
It sounds like you're really going to work out.
yeah,
right?
no doubt. I don't know. I'd put some thought to that about the name because I do believe names are important. You know,
I like my grandson's name, Logan.
that's a cool name. I like my son's name, Graham, too.
Yeah, Graham's a cool name.
So it's just one of those things that I think there's some names out there that I don't know why people have.
Yeah.
We'll have to get into that someday. We're looking.
I
at
can't say
names.
any of them because some of my friends.
Yeah, that's true.
They're going to go, you don't like my name?
That's a good point. We better stay away from that.
Yeah, let that one die down. Hey, remember, I got a lot of this the last couple of weeks. Don't value your trade on what somebody else is selling their car for. Don't do it. You're going to destroy your mind. It's going to hurt your head. And in my 36 years in the car business, guess what I always hear?
I could sell it for, X amount of dollars that they see is selling at the dealership.
Yep.
Good luck.
I know what they're selling for. Okay.
Well, first of all, if I'm buying a vehicle and I'm looking for XYZ vehicle and I see your car advertised and it's $20,000, throw it out there. And then I see a dealer selling it at $20,000. I ain't buying your car. I'm going to go to a reputable dealership to buy and spend my 20 grand and know that I got a place to take that car back to if there's an issue or problem or whatever. When I buy your car, I never see you again.
Yep.
And I don't know what I'm getting into when I do that.
Yep.
So, that's one issue right there. So good luck in selling that.
Yeah, well, one of my buddies, he had a really nice car, and he goes, buddy, I see him online for $68,000. I'm like, okay, what is it going to cost to recondition that car? Nothing. My car, even if you maintain your car and you walk in with the books and records, guess what? They're still going to put it on the rack. They're still going to drop the oil. They're still going to change out the fluids. They're still going to inspect it one end to the other.
Because they absolutely know it's been done and they're backing it.
If they go by what everybody says, there'll be lawsuits 20 deep every
it's the same
day.
old story. Yeah, I only drove this car to church.
And so I got into it with him, and I said, you know what? What's amazing, buddy, is you bought your house for this, and you just told me what you sold it for. Now, are you feeling bad at all? He goes, absolutely. Well, it's different. Wait a minute. So someone gets your car, and they're supposed to give you full retail and sell it for retail, not make any money because you saw what it went online for. Doesn't matter. And here's the thing. Remember, even if it's online, what do people do?
Well, they typically
they negotiate it.
Still want to negotiate.
Yeah.
Correct.
They still best price, $29,995. You're going to call up and go, hey, I'll give you 25 grand. And you're going to probably wind up buying it for 28. And it wasn't their best price. But it has nothing to do with the value of your car. What people are selling things for has nothing to do with the value of yours when it comes to cars. There's a lot of other things that do fall in that category, but not cars. Don't go buy retail online to go, oh, there's my car, because you never figure reconditioning costs and what the dealer has to put into it and then get ready for sale and then get it financed. If they gave you retail, then added the profit, they're not going to be able to sell the car to the bank. 214-787-1190 is the number. Quick break. When we get back, we're going to have a nice roll down memory lane here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. We'll be right back.
I can't hear it. Oh, it's the Stones. Pretty cool song, too.
I am trying to think of the guitar player, African-American, from the days gone by. And I just saw him playing when I was looking at the top playing guitar guys. And this guy could play the fire out of
I know
guitar.
who you're talking about, too.
Gosh, and then I didn't realize how many songs he actually wrote and was part of or sang. George Benson.
George Benson was fabulous.
Look at that guy play a guitar.
There's a couple other good ones, too. Prince wasn't bad.
Oh, Prince, really well, that guitar.
Trying to see who. Robert Cray.
Oh yeah,
That's the one I was actually thinking you might be calling his name out.
Robert Cray could weld that thing. You had the great Jimi Hendrix. There was a guy that brought in. I was watching that Pawn Stars. I kind of like the show. Some of it, it's so now so pre-texted. It's not even
those shows. That's how it is.
You know, you got Corey and Chumley that don't know anything. All of a sudden, they're quoting history from the 1800s. You know, it's all pre-done. There's no doubt in my mind.
They don't know that when
I believe it's that way. But the guy came in. He goes, "This is Jimi Hendrix guitar," and he had this documentation where they called him that guy the guitar player. And he opened it up and he goes, "Wow." He said, "I've seen this in the catalogs." Hang on one second. He picked it up and he goes, "You know what this markings are? That's where he had it behind his head playing with his ring finger, and that's what was scratching it up."
Oh, wow.
And he goes, "What do you want?" He goes, "I want $1 million."
Wow.
And he wound up, I think he took like 900,000 for a guitar. You're going.
Crazy. George Benson wasn't bad himself.
Yep.
But yeah, Robert Cray's a dynamic guitar player.
And then they had the guitar player for Def Leppard. That guy can weld a guitar. So he had his guitar in the shop, and he wound up being in Vegas playing. He came down, he looked at it, he goes, "Oh, that's my guitar."
Wow.
Yep. And then this lady came in, and she opened up a guitar, and he's like, "I've never seen anything like it." And he said, "Well, that's one of the first guitars." And they had a jacket from ZZ Top. So he comes walking in. He was there, and he's looking. He's like, and it was a certain coat manufacturer. And he opened it up, and he goes, "That's one of the first ones." And everybody went to him for this designer for a jacket. And he goes, "What do you think that'd bring?" He goes, "Oh, at least it'd bring $50,000. And he goes, and so the guy from Pawn says, "Well, I'll tell you what. How about I put up half, you put up half, and we put it in the music museum in Austin." And it's okay. And then they open up guitar. Oh, I'd love to have that guitar back. $250,000. You're going, oh.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm only concerned, when you kick the bucket, me getting that purple base.
There's going to be a line there in front of you, probably.
No, a line behind me.
You might have to end up barking. Y'all might end up having to.
The only thing I'd be concerned about is your wife.
I think what
Anybody
I'm going to
else?
do.
Graham, I can take him out.
I think what I'm going to do.
Any of your other kids, I can take them out. But Barbara Ann would be my only concern.
I'll take in my will, I say auction it all.
In the ring.
In the ring. Winner take all.
Top two bidders fight it out.
Put it right there. That's funny.
Yeah, the thing is, though, when Barbara Ann steps in the ring, I'm like, golly, this is not good. This is not anybody but her.
Purple haze.
Yeah, Graham's pretty thin. I can chunk him out.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest of your kids, not a problem, but Barbara Ann, I think she'd have me in a suplex tapping out.
Yeah, she probably would over that purple base.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one.
She definitely has a.
I'd take her out the night before.
Yeah, you mention that purple base and see what she says.
Just open the bar for her and then tell her we're meeting at 8:00 in the morning.
There you go. That's something special to them for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. The first time I saw it was when you're with Clint in Grand Prairie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, had it special made for me. Yeah. And that brand is not they're not in business anymore, and they were the best thing that was out there at one point.
My buddy Greg Ballock joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show live feed. The man, let me tell you what, Greg Ballock has this beautiful family, lovely wife, brings all the energy. I mean, that guy, he's his own generator. He could be a generator for a city. He brings all the energy.
There you go.
What a great God-fearing man. And I sure hope he's saving his money because he got 3 girls, twins, and then another one.
And he better stock up on some
doggy
ammunition too.
I'm going to tell you what, those girls are going to be as pretty as their mama. He has got his hands full.
He'll be staying up at nights.
You know what,
guarding
let me tell you what the kind of guy Greg is. When Greg was with the Chamber of Commerce here in Keller, he used to ride around on the weekends on a trailer talking to people up and down the roads here in Keller, playing music, getting everybody to have a good day.
How about that, man? That's cool. That's very cool. And we are
Yeah, I just saw Greg walking his kids down the aisle. He was doing a wedding. I didn't know he could comb his hair and make it look that nice. Boy, he cleans up good. I wish I had his energy, man. He's like a lighthouse.
You probably
when
wish he had
walks
his
in.
hair.
I do wish I had his hair. Wish I had that problem. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This is the Automotive Edge Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs. So here's something that blew me away. I did the research and study on the first car hop. You know what a car hop is?
Oh, yeah. Keller.
For everybody that doesn't know what a car hop is, it's where the girls came out on roller skates and helped you. But it was different then. The first car hop did not have any women.
Oh, wow.
It was men only.
That's weird. What is that, like 1920s?
1921. Very good. J.G. Kirby and Dr. R.W. Jackson opened up the first car hop. People say, everybody's arguing, I want the first one here in DFW. In Dallas.
Really?
And it was called the Pig Stand.
Pig Stand, they had that in Beaumont,
and
too.
It was all, there were several.
Yeah.
There were all men car hops. And they were dressed to the nines, always dressed well. And it changed in World War II. Do you know why?
Because all the men were gone to war.
That's right. And so the women took over. And so when the men came back, they didn't have a job. And why do you think that was?
Because it's a whole lot easier getting served by a good-looking woman than
That's right. They said the patrons didn't want you back.
No, you just lost out, baby. And we had two pig stands in Beaumont that was part of the drag, where you'd go and everybody go around one pig stand, go down 11th Street, back to the other one, circle it. And they were all really good-looking women working those pig stands.
And so the men came back and they were actually told out in the open, we're killing it. And so it was so funny that the patrons, when the war was over, one of the big questions they were asking at the pig stand, are you bringing the men back? If you are, we're not eating here no more.
Really?
Yeah, with a great story. I read the whole thing on it and all the people's input. So they said the pretty faces created the patrons. And so they weren't going back. It was amazing when you look at the attire and how they dressed back then. And then they brought in the roller skates later. Mm-hmm. It wasn't right up front. They just walked out. They set the tray on your window.
Correct.
Roll your window up a little bit, please. And then you signaled them by flashing your lights.
Correct.
For them to come pick up the tray. Until, there was a point where they actually had to push the button, kind of like a drive-in movie theater.
Right. Correct.
And so the first big, now here's the trivia. What was the first big car hop recognized across the United States? And it came from a TV show.
Oh, from the Ron Howard's.
Yeah.
Happy Days.
American Graffiti.
Yeah, American Graffiti.
And Arnold's.
Oh, it was Arnold's.
That was in American Graffiti, which became part of Happy Days.
Correct.
Yep. And so the drive-through was the deal. You had to get there. They said immediately after school, the kids were parking their cars and locking up all the places to be at the car hop. It was the deal. So what destroyed the car hops?
I would say people didn't want to tip, or what?
The stinking drive-through.
Oh, that's a good point. Because you didn't have to sit there and wait.
Yep.
And get your food. You could just drive through.
And so many people were hanging out.
So when was the first drive-through? You said what time?
1960.
Okay.
So you had all these people hanging out at the car hops. Even if they weren't eating, they were going car to car. And then they made up rules. Guess what? If you're not in your car, you must leave. You got to be in your car. So everybody would just hang out in their car and talk back and forth, so the people that wanted to eat couldn't eat.
Well, it was kind of a problem back in the day because It was part of the drag, what we call the drag. If anybody knows what the drag is, that's where your teenagers go and they go up and down and go around another area and come back, and they just keep making this movement, showing their cars off or whatever.
You cruised.
But a lot of times it was all young people, and so if you parked in the area of a car hop, you might get a Coke and sit there for 2 hours.
Yep.
So that had to be a problem too.
Yep. Because Sonic has a drive-through now.
Right.
But they said that.
But it's not the same as a hangout like those days where those kids would come and just hang out at the place. Most people that go to a Sonic get their food, eat it there, or in their car, or take off. But in the back in the day, if you were part of a drag or doing that, they'd go and stay there for a couple hours with a Coke or a shake.
Yep.
So that had to hurt.
Yeah, we're just talking about the pig stand. The first pig stand was here in Dallas. Ronnie Swain comment about Miss Shirley.
Yeah, I know Miss Shirley.
And
Definitely.
so they were going, wait a minute here. How do we turn the cars a little bit quicker? And then, the owners had a problem. We were telling people, hey, you're not ordering food anymore. You need to leave. They said, okay, bring me a Coke.
Right.
And they find ways. So they came out with the drive-through, and then it was like, wait a minute here. And, but here's the funny thing.
Do you know who started the first?
The first drive-through, well, here again, you
hear got people saying it.
Yeah, McDonald's says, they had the first drive-through. Then Dairy Queen said that. I mean, there's so many different stories of who actually had the first
I would
drive-through.
think it might be McDonald's, but I don't know.
There was another story saying they didn't have the drive-through window. They had an order taker come out, and they had a drive-through lane would take your order, and then had you pull around and brought you your food. So everybody wants to be number one,
right?
It does. So will you ever find out exactly who had the first drive-through? Depends on who you want to believe. But I thought about it. And I said, wait a minute here. Even if you had the drive-through, why would that take away from the car hops? Because, you and I, we love Keller's.
Yeah.
I'm not a Sonic person. I don't care for they get a great breakfast burrito. Other than that, I'm just not
Graham loves their shakes. That's why he goes there all the time.
Yeah. My wife loves her ice.
Yeah, you can buy a bag of ice from them too.
Yeah, you can go there for happy hour and get a Route 44 for half price. Mm-hmm. And she loves the diet limeade with a splash of cranberry.
Well, there you go.
And so, but she loves the ice. And especially if you're going to a ball game or a football game or something outside, you always got the big giant one.
Yeah.
And then ate on the ice throughout the game, But anyway, there you go. There's a bit of trivia. I just never understood was if you have a drive-through, I still enjoyed hanging out the drive-in. At the car hops.
Yeah.
And then they came out with the roller skates and, I enjoyed them. Here at the Keller place, you've got to be parked to get a burger. There is no, unless you're buying beer, you've got to park your car or you're not getting food.
Right.
You can't block the driveway. They'll say, hey, get into a parking place or find a place to park and order your food. But I always thought it was just a great piece of nostalgia. I just can't believe that nobody's opened up a really cool car hop. I think it'd make a killing, to have that old timey, the old floats and I don't know,
even
non-commercialized, just a cool old fashioned car hop playing the old music. And I dig it.
That'd be very cool.
Yep.
I'd go.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Well, I tell you one thing. I think Chick-fil-A has the best system of a drive-through.
Well, I think they've screwed it up.
Have they?
Well, they come all the way out to your car and you can't even see the menu.
Oh, okay. But they have the menus on them.
Yeah, but still, you like to pull up, read the board,
Now,
place
how many
your food.
people you think need that menu that's been there 1,000
I do.
times? You still look at the menu?
Yeah, I want to change it up sometimes.
All right.
I love their club sandwich. I love their wrap.
Well, they got the menu. If you say, "Can I see the menu?" They'll show you right there in front. They carry it with them.
I just see them walking up with a little thing to type it.
No, they got to show you a menu.
Yeah, I don't like that. I want to see the board.
Let's see the board.
But I'm gonna tell you, they're the most polite, professional people. They have what do you say? They have drive-through at Keller's too on Harry Hines.
I've never seen that. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
I don't
There's
know about
news
that,
to me,
Charlie. They met. We were there not too long ago, and I didn't see it. I don't know where they have it at, because I don't even know how you can get around that building. If you even see, you can't go to the side of that building, can you?
Well, you can drive all the way around it.
I don't know.
But I don't know where you would order
I don't know
or how you do that.
Well,
But
it's not going to be in the side where
Charlie's the only one that's gone drive-through at Keller.
he's the only one I know. Maybe he just drives down the road and they just chunk it at
That's
him.
right. I need to get with Charlie. I'm out of seafood, Charlie.
Yeah, there you go.
I got none. No, I tell you what, I got a piece of salmon back there. My buddy Jesse Hull went to Alaska and flash froze me a piece of salmon. Well, a bunch of salmon. Yes, sir. Good groceries. Yeah, I just think an old-fashioned car hop where the girls or whoever dressed to the nines and like the time. And
did you like them when they wore the little hats? You know, and had
I didn't care about all that. I always liked it.
Call in,
I never,
Charlie.
I enjoyed, because I grew up. My first time to eat at Keller's was 1977, and man, that number 5 with them tater tots and that Dr. Pepper, man, it set me free. I didn't know there was anything that tasted that good. And then I ate it, and I ate it all the time. And then I didn't know. I went and took a UA for a job, and the guy goes, "Hey, you failed it." And I said, "I didn't fail it
because of the
poppy seeds."
Poppy seeds. That's an episode on Seinfeld.
And he goes, "Yeah, you did." And I went, "No, I don't do any drugs." And he goes, "Well, we had this show up." And I went, "What are you talking about?" And so I went to my doctor, and he goes, "What'd you eat?" And I told him, and he goes, "Oh, it's the poppy seed." And so I went back to the job, and I said, "Hey, I eat at Keller's every week, and they have poppy seed buns." And they called the clinic and went, "Yeah, that's probably it." And I got hired.
Well, there you go.
Because I used to eat bagels with poppy seeds and burgers with poppy seeds. I mean, I don't think it had any flavor, but
Elaine was supposed to go on a trip on Seinfeld with her boss to a big country. She really wanted to go, excited about going. She failed 2 UAs because of it. She didn't know why. But then she ended up having Seinfeld's mother do a test for her. And they said, "Well, you're clear to drugs, but you're menopausal, so you're not going to be able to go." Oh,
yeah.
Pretty funny.
I had no idea.
That's what they say.
I still think for the money, you can't beat that burger.
No, it's awesome.
And I can't believe the ladies from 1978, 2 of them are still there.
Probably because they're eating those burgers every day and keeping them alive.
And I told Matt, I said, "Wait, you see the way they thread that money through their fingers?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" She came up the window. She had that money weave through. He's like, "Holy cow."
Yeah.
But that one, she wanted to take Matt home.
Yeah.
She came up to that back window. She goes, "Hey."
She's been flirting in that car hop business for 50 years. She knew how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure she scored a few times.
Yeah.
Charlie has called in. He wants to talk about Keller's.
Yes.
All right.
Cool. We'll take him when we come back.
Yeah. You know what? I had an In-N-Out burger. I don't get it. I like that. I like it's not Thousand Island. They call it dressing.
Jerry, you a In-N-Out guy?
I didn't flip my switch at all.
I can take them or leave them.
Yeah.
What's your favorite burger, Jerry?
Honestly, it's probably Burger King or Jack in the Box.
How about that?
Wow. Well, I just got the ratings of the worst burgers. Happen to have them here in front of me. And the worst rated burger is Five Guys.
Really?
Yep, as far as unhealthy. And let's see.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not good.
Oh, it's unhealthy. It's good. Then you got Whataburger, Smash Burger, Carl's Jr., the top 4. Then Sonic, Wendy's, Shake Shack. I don't know what that is. And Fat Burger. Don't know what that is. And then Steak and Shake, In-N-Out, DQ, A&W. I didn't even know A&W had a burger place. Then Jack in the Box, Burger King, McDonald's, and Culver's. I've never eaten at a Culver's
So
either.
the last one you read, was that something that's the absolute worst
highest
or the first one?
It says these are the most unhealthy cheeseburgers at a fast food chain.
And that's
Based, I get this so funny. Energy points. I don't know what that means. How dumb is that? Saturated fats, total sugars, and sodium.
Well,
but I like the energy points. What the heck are energy points on a burger?
List them again.
What was that, Jerry?
You may need to list them again.
It said we assess the relative unhealthiest of cheeseburgers from 16 popular American fast food joint based on nutrition profile score determined by the amount of, this is so stupid, energy.
That sounds like your profiles they do on your vehicles. We ought to go to Charlie on the
Then
phone.
saturated fat, total sugar, sodium that was present in each burger. Joining us, my buddy Charlie Davis. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Now, how in the heck did you take, were you in your 18-wheeler when you went through Keller's?
Oh, no, but if you go over there on Harry Hines, if you drive on the north side of the building and pull up to the corner, they'll come out and get your order, or they'll. A lot of people call in and they'll give it to you there.
See, we didn't see that because it's all the parking is on.
Well,
the
we went
south
there to
side.
park. We wanted the full money on the whole deal.
We want the whole
the whole experience.
I want the full experience.
Oh yeah,
it's one of the best too.
So when was the first time you ate at a Keller's, Charlie?
Shoot, I must have been. I was a small kid. Dad used to take us out there every weekend.
You lucky dog.
Look at that.
Yeah, we went out there we went there. The one on Harry Hines, Samuel's.
Oh yeah.
And then the other one that's up there,
Northwest Highway.
Northwest Highway, I think.
Yeah, that's where I had
we went to the one down there on Samuel's a lot.
Yeah, Samuel's and 30. Yeah, see, we had too many kids. My mom had to take us to the Hobo Hut there at Shady Grove and Beltline, where you get 5 burgers for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ate there many a time. Dad go pick that up, bring it home, and say, "Okay, here's dinner."
That's right.
You get 2 bags.
Dump those 2 great greasy bags on the table, and then it was a free for all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was. It was because we always had people at the house.
Yeah, I remember me and Ronnie Bentley and Gene Hilliard ate over at the Hobo Hut many a times.
Oh yeah, then we all there in Joe's.
Oh yeah, I ate at Joe's the other day, brother.
Did you?
And it was nasty.
Yeah, but it ain't. Yeah,
the
no,
hardest
probably
eggs
the
I've
same
ever
when it
eaten,
was
and
up
burnt
on 6th
sausage. And she said, "Enjoy." And I went, "You've got to be kidding me."
Wow.
And my brothers love
It's
it.
been like that ever since. Yeah, because remember we used to go, or a bunch of us would go up there on Friday mornings before going to school, up there on 6th Street. This is when it was up on 6th Street,
Yeah.
just down the road from Bowie High School.
Yeah.
Go up
Yeah,
there
right
and
there at
have
O'Connor and
breakfast before
6th
we went
Street.
to school. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
when I used to eat
Lot
it.
of-
And the new one, my brothers go in there and they don't even need to order. I'm like, that is wrong that you've been eating here that long where they just bring you out food. And they brought mine out. I went, oh, this is wrong. But anyway, all right, next time you're in town, me, you, and Bo going to hit Keller's.
That sounds like a deal to me, buddy.
Say it won't be drive-through.
Sounds like-
We ain't doing drive-through though, brother. We're going to sit there
No,
and
no.
we're going to chill out.
That's right. We'll have a number 5 tater tots and a
There it
beer.
is.
That was the cheapest beer in town. It's only $1.65 for a bottle of beer.
There you go.
It's cheaper than going to the bar.
No
That's
doubt.
right. Hey, give Tammy a hug for us. We love you, brother, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Charlie Davis from Lubbock, Texas. My brother from another
sir.
mother. 214-787-1190. Hey, a couple things real quick. Coming up October 19th, the 6th anniversary for your CBD store in Keller. We'll be there. We're going to have to run from, we're going to be at El Dorado Chevrolet. Remember, they got the big barbecue October 19th. From 11 to 2 is the judging, the custom car show from 9 to 2. And they're going to have music out there, great giveaways, and they're going to be tasting pork spare ribs, chicken brisket, and beans. And then we're going to, once we get all full of barbecue, we're going to run over to your CBD store in Keller. They're giving buy one, get one 50% off. And this is October 19th from 10:30 to 3. and win a free year of CBD. Food, drinks, vendors, raffles, live music, new product launches, and a whole lot more. So the 19th is going to be a great day because we're going to be out at El Dorado Chevrolet. Next week, we're going to be at Burleson Nissan. And I'm telling you, they have vehicles, brand new vehicles, Sentras, Versas, Kicks, less than what the average pre-owned car is selling for, a brand new car. Come on out. Do you know they sold that truck with the tent on it?
Did they?
So get this. The guy bought it and then
That's
decided
cool.
he didn't like the tent.
Well,
Justin was a little bothered by that, so they took the tent back, put it on another truck. Another guy saw it, fell in love, and bought it.
oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It worked out.
So
That's
you don't
good.
get to do security there.
Well, I was hoping to stay there when
That's
we
what I'm
would
talking
go
about.
down there and do our show. I was going to go there and spend the night in the tent.
That's right.
You can't.
So we'll be at Burleson Nissan next Saturday, Renfro and 35. Come on
Ruh-roh.
out and see us. And I got to tell you, for moms and dads looking to buy your kids a car, buy you a new car, you want to save money, great gas mileage, less than a quality pre-owned vehicle, Burleson Nissan. And then the following week, we're going to be out at El Dorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75 McKinney for the big Guns and Hoses barbecue, which they do every year. My buddy KP, he's got a heart as big as Texas, and he's got that thing rocking out there. We'll be out there Saturday from 8 to noon. We'll be hanging out, doing some judging on some food, and then shoot over to your CBD store in Keller for their 6-year anniversary. And I got to tell you, it's not about the high, it's about the health, because they have stuff that has a little bit of THC in it. They have something that has none in it. And in fact, I got new products in the fridge I'm going to be trying, and my family uses a lot of it.
Kurtz is going to be eating all that barbecue, and then he's going to run to the CBD store and get him some trim.
That's right. Actually, I'm eating 3 trim gummies a day.
Well, you got complimented a while ago by the great Ralph Paul saying that you're looking skinny.
I don't eat all day, and
That's
I only
good.
have my dinner.
That's good.
And I'm having no carbs and sugars,
You
except
don't-
for last night, my wife punished me and went to, I can't think of the name of the place. They started popping up all over. They have custard and
Oh, boy.
I forgot. And she got me a pumpkin pie custard.
Ooh, that sounds great. Sounds real good, actually.
Unbelievable. It had all the crust in it.
Oh.
Andy's.
There you go.
Went to Andy's. Shouldn't have never stopped. I did real good. I had 2 workouts yesterday. I was painting my garage, which I think I did a pretty good job.
It looks fantastic.
And I'm eating my gummies. I had a little urge. I eat another gummy. And so the trim gummies, the pills, they don't do anything for me, but the gummies, for whatever reason, that's catch me out. And so,
So you don't have any of the urges to want to eat, right?
no. So by December, I want to be down a total of 30 pounds from when I started.
Sweet.
So I got 2 months to go. And anyway, it's been good. But then we go to Andy's last night. I had nightmares all night. I had nightmares. I got stuck in a turntable door. I couldn't get out. I was too fat. So I can't do that
1
anymore.
minute.
I can't do that and go to bed. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, get everything wrapped up, give you some great tips for doing your car shopping. Don't go away. We'll be right back. So what we need to do is let's make a drive to Wichita Falls and go have a burger.
Yes, we need to do that.
All right,
I may have to take Purple Haze with us. You all right with that?
now how do you say no to her?
I was thinking the same
Come
thing.
on,
but
you
I
could
figured-
ask me anything else.
I figured
I would never
at
say
least
no to
maybe-
Barbara Ann.
yeah.
And nor do you ever say no to Barbara Ann.
We might actually stay the night.
Barbara Ann, I just worked 24 hours on. Okay, I need 2 more hours.
If we go on a Monday and she's got that 5-day week off, we can go on a Monday and we can stay the night up there in that great hotel up there and just come back Tuesday. Now you may not have to be able to do that, but we can
Yeah, I
do it
won't stay the night. I'll get up there, eat, hang out with my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
My
So
best
when
friend.
we go to eat, then I guess we'll set at a different table so you two buddies can have your own table.
Yeah, we need to get
Just
caught up.
wave at you.
Yeah, we need to get caught up. And y'all can buy our lunch
We'll be
too.
over there waving. And,
Just
hey,
buy our lunch and leave us alone.
oh.
There we go.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, so next week, let's go to Rockwall. And then the next week, we'll boogie to Wichita Falls.
Okay. I like that idea.
Maybe I'll get Melinda to take a day off and the four of us roll out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in. My brother told me about that place that
Boots.
Yeah, and he lived in Rockwall.
He said that guy we saw talk a while ago. He said he got there at 11, didn't get his burger till 10 till noon.
Yeah, well, he's only open for a few hours. He's not open all day.
Right. Let's see what it is. Let's just look it up.
Boots Burgers.
Boots Burgers. Well, there's one. There it is. There. Let's see what they have.
Bo, what did we have? 4 or 5 pig stands in Beaumont. Wow, y'all had that many drive-throughs? Y'all are like the drive-through capital of Texas.
The pig stand wasn't a drive-through.
Or, car hop.
I don't remember 4 or 5. I only remember the 2 big ones, which was on the drag. That was on one was on 11th Street and one was on College, I believe is the name of the street.
Good food.
Oh yeah, it was, and you could eat inside too.
Whoa, the Beaumont has arrived. You know what that is?
That's a hotel, isn't it?
It's a car.
Oh, the car he's getting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my Lord.
What are you doing today, Ty?
The Beaumont has arrived.
Because you live just right around the corner.
So he's open right now and closes at 1:30.
Yeah.
It's closed Sunday, closed Monday, 11 to 1:30, Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah.
Or through Saturday.
2.5 hours.
Slamming burgers for 2.5
burgers.
and making big money and going off for the rest of the day.
Yeah, we'd have to leave here at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
To get there. It's an hour drive out there.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm in. 11. I don't care.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm good. Cash only and sex, no reservations.
That's right.
Boy, when you get popular, you get pretty
Isn't it amazing you just demand your own?
You got to get those demands
the
out
hours.
there, and that's what we do right here.
That's right.
Look at that burger, though. That's what looked like what the guy did. Oh, that's a whole bunch of pictures.
Yeah, I wouldn't do a double. I'll do a single.
Yeah, I can't do a double either.
Yeah, that looks good right there.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to bring the camera equipment, set it up.
Can do that.
Do the video.
I've got a digital camera. And we can just record it and then edit it.
All right. So you want to do Wednesday?
Let me see. Let me make sure I can do that. Can probably do it though.
That you know what that reminds me of is when we're out in when you see the burger and the chips out in Mineola, Mineral Wells.
It's similar to that.
In 1 minute.
No French fries
and canned drinks.
Canned drinks and a bag of chips.
Setup, yeah.
And if you just say, I'll take a bag of chips, you're getting Lay's potato chips.
That's it. It's all right. I like
I like Lay's potato chips. Was Lay's the one you can only eat just one?
Yeah, I think so. He said there was one on Calder and 11th. That's Highway 90. See, I don't remember that. And also Railroad, street called Railroad. I just don't. I just remember the two because
you got to remember, Ronnie. He's 20 years older than you, and so his memory is a little bit collapsed.
It's actually the other way around.
No way, Ronnie's older than you.
Oh yeah, he is.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ronnie, we know who's leading a good life then, buddy. Because I remember when I saw him at that burger joint in where were we? Justin. Him and his wife were there.
No, that's not Ronnie. That was Gary. That's who you're thinking of. Gary was there. Gary and his wife. Your best
Gary
friend.
Coker?
Yeah, your best friend.
Well, that's right.
Okay, he's
214-787-1190. Remember, we take care of all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. TheAutomotiveEdge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. You can fill out your trade appraisal form, and I'll get started on it. And then we're going to have a conversation on what you want to do. A couple of points here, and I'm going to go over the 4 Ds. Don't give out your social security number to go look for an automobile. Why? Because when you show up and they say, well, we need your social to drive a car, they're already pulling a credit report and they're already getting you pre-approved. You don't need a social security number to test drive a car. You don't. You need your license and your insurance, period. Okay? Start with the used car department. Right when you get there, because everybody fights and haggles over their trade. Why not get your trade appraised right when you get there? If you know you're going to trade, go ahead and get your trade evaluation started. And tell them, hey, before we look at anything, let's go ahead and get my trade out of the way. I don't want to test drive, negotiate, and then figure out what my trade's worth. Let's just get this done, okay? That way you're going to have a hard number on your trade. You'll have a hard number on the car. You don't have to worry about trade difference or trade allowance. Right? You want to know what your trade's worth, what they're giving you, what you're getting for the car, and then we'll do the math and put it together, okay? It's not about the car payment. We'll figure out your car payment before you get there. If you tell me what your budget is, and we have an idea what your car is worth, and we have an idea with the payoff and with TTM, I can tell you right within a ballpark of $1 what your car payment's going to be based on the rate that you qualify for without even pulling your credit. We're just going to go by what you tell me. And so when you get to the dealership, the only two things that are going to change is if you didn't describe your car properly and you didn't realize that your credit was either better than you thought or worse than you thought. That's the only two things that change. Because once I contact the dealer, we're going to know what you're buying the car for. And we're going to know everything that you need to know to sign and go home. And, you know, it's always great. The last 11, 12 cars that I was at the dealership, when they were done, they looked at me and go, even after we went through everything, what do you think they asked me? Is this really a good deal? The nerves kick in, and I get it, you know. Signing up for 60 months, 72, now 84, that's a big decision. Or leasing a car, and you've never leased a car before, you're in unknown territory. I get it. We just want to make sure that.
Well, that's what I said earlier a while ago, that there's so many variables in any of the moves that you're making in a vehicle right now that you need somebody like a good doctor, that you want to go to a good doctor to get seen, a good dentist or whatever, attorney, whatever you need. You want that good person to be helping you, and you need somebody like Kurt to help you with your automotive needs. And if you're not doing that, you know, you might as well be going to a witch doctor to get seen for some of your ailments. You need somebody that will help you through these situations, and this is no charge. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no other place that I mentioned that's not going to do that for you. So that's what you need to do, to go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave your phone number, and then have that dialogue or conversation about what you need, period.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Don't ask me, is there a place any closer? The reason I'm directing you there is because you and I can work together with the dealer to make sure you get the best deal.
Right.
I had a couple that lived a ways out
in 1 minute,
and they had a 45-minute drive, and he goes, I don't think we want to drive that far. They called me and said, is this a good deal? They went ahead and made the drive after they left, and we saved them $5,800.
Yeah.
So what was 45 minutes worth?
Yeah.
Wow, that's over $100 a minute. I saved them. It's actually $125 a minute. I saved you by going to where we have control of the deal, and you know everything up front. We want to thank everybody for joining us, the time you spent with us here on all the news feed. Remember, turn off those electronics, get reconnected, tell that person you love them. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Saturday here live, Burleson Nissan.
Thank you,
Bo.
Jerry, for helping us today. You did a good job. We appreciate you doing that.
Yep, Jerry, have a great day, buddy. And
Mr. Kurt,
we'll talk to everybody soon.
Great weekend and be blessed. See y'all next time.
Take care.
You.